Hello and welcome to Season 2, Episode 5 of Blood on the Tamesis, a Vampire the Masquerade Chronicle set in Oxfordshire, England, 2012. With me tonight.
Philip playing Silas Shaw of Clan Bruyere.
Bex playing Velvet of Clan Ventry.
Liam playing Joanne Salt of Clan Torrid.
And Carlos playing Theodore Penn of Clan La Sombra.
Great, so before we get into the recap and the start of the session, there are a few things that we need to address from last week. One of which was that I said, I don't think anybody's getting stains in session 4, and that was just a lie. I don't know what I was on, I don't know why I said it, because not only has Velvet collected stains for his behaviour in court, but also the Herald, Jason Alcott, was shamed in front of the court by Samata, and Finn was shamed in front of Sir James by Silas. So I've already rolled for the SPCs. However, Velvet still needs to roll for his remorse.
What do I need to roll?
check.
I know I ask this every time.
So I believe you took one stain.
Oh, well, depends on how many stains you got.
So you just got the one stain.
Okay.
So you mark that, and then however many spaces left in your humanity.
Oh, okay. 2.
So that's the
Do I have to put hunger dice in there? So I'm
No, it's just black dice,
normal dice.
and you rolled.
You
just need one success.
Yes.
Okay, so because you got a success, Velvet will feel some remorse, not necessarily about being rude to his sire,
No way.
but possibly about
Putting Adam in danger.
putting Adam in danger, possibly about also potentially embarrassing himself and his own credibility in court.
Yep.
Because he normally prides himself on being a kind of a smooth operator.
Yep.
So he will feel remorse for his actions.
Okay.
The next time he has time to feel remorse, if you like, there's a bit of mental space to do that. That might be if there's a quiet lull in court, or it might just be when he gets back that night, or whatever.
Okay.
All right, so another thing to mention, which we will address in the interval, is we had a question, I think from maybe Imsavert, yeah, which was in the interval last week, asking if Phil could do an impression, and we thought for some reason that
My fault. I'm sorry.
that she meant Sekurstag, but actually she meant of a Skeksis from the Dark Crystal. So apologies, you made it ever so clear in the chat. We now see we're all just fools. But yes, we'll bring that up again for Phil in the interval. So if you want to hear Phil Skeksis' impression, do stay with us until that point.
I will remember this.
Now, the other important thing is I must blow a toot for Mitch because he has been creating new emotes for people watching us live on Twitch, and they are now active. So if you have not already indulged in them, have fun, knock yourself out. Yeah, they're really good. No, literally. I want you to literally knock yourself out with those emotes. It would make us all very happy. All right, so
On Twitch, but we're going to get back.
it's like, and that's it. Goodbye. So I think that is all of the stuff that we had to correct from last week, unless I've missed anything.
Nope.
Good. All right, in that case, let's hand over to the players for a recap.
So the coterie arriving at the meeting point to escort Imago Takahisa to the court. Theodore was called to meet and ride with him, while Velvet took Nato in the car. When the convoy arrived at court, Prince Drogo was presented with a gift, a war banner featuring the crests of the prince and the founding knights around the crest of Oxfordshire.
Joanne was accosted by Barnaby, who called it his boon to keep Anne away from him, which Joanne managed to do successfully. And Anne got upset and ran off, and happened upon Velvet and Adam, who were not in the court, but were in another place. So she bargained a secret boon with him in return for keeping her silence.
Theo sees the opportunity to show up Naoto in a translation and interpretation kind of war. Eventually
Lip sync battle.
winning. What?
Lip sync battle.
And Theodore showed him who's down. So basically he satisfied his dominance compulsion. Upon seeing Sir Wallace, though, talking to Adam, Velvet decides that enough is enough, and he's gonna confront him. That doesn't look good.
Stupid Wallace.
And that's where we left it.
Okay, so yes, just to clarify, it is Friday the 13th of April 2012. It is currently, still, the night that never ends. And it is approaching midnight. And you are all in court. Now, it's worth just checking in with some of where you are. I should add, you won't be getting willpower back yet because you're still in the midst of court and there are things going on. However, I'm sure as good players, you will remind me when this night is over that you should get your normal willpower recovery happening. So just for people at home and for doddery old STs who can't remember these things, can you remind us what your current hunger levels are and any injuries or willpower that you have taken so we all know just how much fun you're having in character? Let's start with Theodore.
Theodore is at hunger 4. He only has 1 willpower left, and in his track he already has an aggravated willpower.
Yeah, so he's currently impaired. No, he's not. He's not impaired because you recovered that 1 for your compulsion. I remember. Great.
Hunger 2, full willpower, but I've got 1 aggravated from cutting my own teeth out.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Hunger 1, willpower 5. I've just got 1 that I used up.
Yep. Sounds good.
I have all my health, all my willpower, and only 1 hunger. This is different.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like I'm going to need all.
It's like the world has turned on its head.
I know, I'm terrified.
Can I change my desire?
Yes, you can change your desire. What do you want to change it to?
Actually, after the revelation Velvet and Joanne brought to Theodore, in which they talked to the victim of the assault,
Oh, yes, yes.
or Sally's masquerade breach, and it turned out to be Denton.
Yes.
His desire right now is to help absolve Sally. It's like
Okay, yes, you can absolutely have
to
that.
bring the truth, because she is, after all, she is on a tier. She's higher status than us. She's on a tier, the same tier with Finn and Isabel, and all of them. So it's
That is all of them. Yeah.
well,
Yeah.
Barnaby as well.
No, Barnaby's not on the same tier as the others. He does not have the same status as the others. Let's just be super clear on that. Okay, and obviously, players, if you do want to shift your desires at any point, you're absolutely welcome to, as long as it happens now. Going once, going twice. Sold. All right. So the main business of court actually has been coming to a close, and you will be aware that shortly, Sir Holder will be calling you so that they can go through Sally's trial in front of the Prince. Is there anything any of you wish to do before that happens? You don't have very long, but you do have a few minutes.
Isabel, is she around?
Yes, Isabel will be around if you want to find her.
Yeah.
So Theodore's making a move towards Isabel. Joanne?
At some point, when I see the court has come to a close, so to speak, I'll just sneak out and text the Thinbuds and just say, urgently need to meet with you all as a group.
Okay.
Just that's it.
Adam and I need to have a conversation.
Okay, I'll come to you in a second.
Oh,
And Silas?
Silas has no initial plans at this point.
Okay, great. So now remind me, Silas, what you were up to. You were just sort of hanging out in court, is that right?
Just recently finished congratulating Catherine on her successful.
Is that what you called that?
Okay. Cool. So first off, then let's let's go to Theodore first. So you are looking for Isabel. See, there's obviously some kind of sixth storyteller sense. Doop, we'll get the player that's eating, right?
I just had a bite of my throat muffle. That's good.
Oh, and sorry, before we get into things, we should say we have a live audience here tonight.
Or as we're calling her now, the new Minion Tech Ghoul assistant.
Yes, assistant
she's
tech
been
ghoul.
Helping Callan today. So, yeah, those claps for Callan. So Callan has been upgraded to Ghoul with Minions.
Yeah. It's promotions all around. It's great. All right, so Theodore, you are trying to find Isabel. It's not hard to do. So she is by one of the walls. fairly... I mean, Isabel normally does a bit of a social turn, but she's actually fairly withdrawn from the main goings-on at the moment.
I just come as...
And she's on her own, so it's easy to approach her.
I assume Theodore is a little bit on edge because of his hunger.
Of course.
But also he's feeling drained.
Yes.
Slightly vulnerable. So he approaches her and puts a hand on her arm. It's like,
Yeah.
how are you holding up?
I'm glad that court is winding down. She has a very subtle just glance about, but you don't seem to be being observed by anyone. Just thank you, Theodore, for your assistance tonight. I haven't been myself, and I won't forget that you helped me.
That's what I'm here for. If you need to talk at any point, just let me know.
Yes, I think at some point I would.
So 2 things I wanted to bring to your attention. One is important, the other one is minor. Sally's sort of trial.
Yes, you mentioned that there was an issue with her, another issue with her.
Yes, but in this instance I believe she is innocent. Because the person who perpetrated the attack turns out to be the person who I caught sneaking into our grounds. The person I mentioned to you earlier tonight when we were coming. He is kindred, and he apparently used some sort of domination to rewrite the memories of the witness. But the victim was saved by Joanne. So we could get a good description of the man. I don't know why this man would want to incriminate Sally.
It would be good to find out why. Do you have a road to those answers?
He's stayed in our haven, so...
Well, then I'm confident that it will only be a matter of time.
Yes, absolutely. The other thing's a minor thing. You know these tea ceremonies I've been doing every summer and winter with Sir William?
Yes. I gather it's all been a great success.
Yes, he really enjoys them. And now that Amagodon is here, sort of mentioned in passing that I could host a tea ceremony for them. Together, Amago and Sir William. Do you think it would be a good idea to bring Sir Enolf to it? He seems to be on the same page as Amagodon on many things.
I'm sure he would be pleased to be asked.
Yeah, I've noticed he's been a little bit more withdrawn of late. And maybe this interest he has in knowing the warrior side, the other side of the world, you know, having that contrast of the aggressive warrior and also the contemplative one could be a thing. I have no idea.
I think that there is a risk involved with him, but I certainly think he would be keen to attend, and I don't know if tonight is the night for me to advise you on this matter, Theodore.
No, we can discuss that later. I just thought, what harm can it do? If everything goes all right, he'll end up at least feeling centered and at peace, even if it's temporary.
Yes, that would be good. That would be good.
Are you staying much longer?
No, I'm just waiting for the prince to withdraw, and then I will be doing the same.
So I just stand next to her
And just wait for
in
the...
silence. Yeah.
Okay.
Just keeping her company in silence.
Okay, yeah, you enjoy a kind of quiet moment.
Yeah.
Joanne, you slip out of court and you make a quick text, which you're completely able to do, that's not a problem.
And straight back in.
And then straight back in. So, Velvet, Wallace, of course, has left, and you are standing there. Suddenly it occurs to you, where's Adam? Because Adam is, at some point in your conversation with Wallace, Adam left.
Yeah.
But I assume you're having a quick hunt to try and find him.
Yeah, I want this conversation to happen not in the court, like some room outside or something.
Yep. So you will be able to track him down.
Yeah.
He is loitering near the exit to court, but he hasn't actually left because, again, most people wait until the prince withdraws before court officially closes. But you can. Are you going to try and get him outside for a quick chat?
Yeah.
Okay. So are you going back to the family room, or are you just going out into the corridor, or are you going outside into the courtyard? Where is this taking
It's
place?
somewhere relatively private, so probably if this is the main route by which people are going to leave,
It will be, yeah.
and not just in the corridor.
You can just go a bit further. It's a big place.
Yeah, so somewhere where we can't even be seen together.
You withdraw somewhere more private. Adam looks over his shoulder often as you go. You'll find yourself in a quiet corridor, dimly lit.
Okay.
And he looks slightly wild-eyed.
What the hell is wrong with you? Why on earth were you talking to him?
What's wrong with me? What's wrong with you? He came up to me. I can't ignore him. He's a knight of Oxfordshire. What were you thinking?
What do you mean, what was I thinking? I was thinking about this relationship and the two of us, and apparently I'm the only one who does that.
You drew attention to us. We're supposed to be subtle. I am thinking...
He was talking to you. I was worried for your safety and your well-being, because he is a psychopath.
Well, you should be worried, because now you've done this, who knows what he's going to do. It's going to come on to me, you know.
It is not going to come on to you.
I thought you said you'd have to handle this. You'd have it on...
I am handling it. What, you think I don't protect you? You think I don't spend all of my time thinking of you?
I didn't say that. I didn't say that, but...
You even care about me at all?
Of course we wouldn't be in this mess if you'd listened to me.
I'm not the one.
I was thinking of you. I said we should stop, and I stayed for you. I knew it was a mistake, but I stayed because you wanted it.
Oh, you thought it was a mistake?
I didn't mean that.
No, that's exactly what you meant.
I didn't mean it that way.
As I recall, you were none too keen on leaving either.
I'm not saying I wanted to leave. I'm saying I was worried we'd be discovered, and that this would happen.
I told you that I would handle it. You don't trust me?
No, of course I trust you. I trust you.
Well, good. Just don't talk to him. Just stay away from him.
I will. I will.
He is...
I know. Just be careful. I don't want anything to happen to you. And you're right, he is a psychopath.
All right. I'm sorry.
No, I'm sorry. I think we should make sure we leave separately so we don't raise any more suspicions and leave things for a couple of nights and then go from there.
What do you mean leave things for a couple?
I mean, meet up a couple of nights from now.
What? 2 whole nights?
1 whole night then.
I don't want to do that.
Poor guy.
Okay, all right. Well, we could... How about we just leave separately and maybe I meet you...
Look, nobody knows about the house, right? We can meet there.
No one knows. We can meet there.
Right. So there's no need to change anything.
All right, I'll meet you there later.
All right. I love you, Adam.
I love you too. Be careful, please.
I
I'm
will.
begging you.
I better get back because this Sally trial thing is happening.
Yeah, we can't have any more questions.
Oh.
So, the two of you return to court.
Yep.
Silas, you are just kind of waiting for the business to kick off.
Yep.
And indeed, nothing else will kind of interrupt that. As I say, court is kind of thinning out now because the knights obviously had separated some time ago. Now it seems like the prince is withdrawing from court, so people can officially leave, and some people are starting to do that. So you will be gathered up as a foursome. Are you trying to talk before Sir Holder brings you together, or are you just going when she calls you?
Is Sir Holder calling us after the princess left?
So the prince is withdrawing because the trial is not going to be held here in the main room. It's going to be held somewhere more discreet.
Okay.
So the prince is withdrawing for that trial to happen,
Okay.
and then Sir Holder is going to gather you for it.
So when I see the princess withdrawing,
Yes.
I just approach Isabel and say, like, okay, just this is your cue. And I kiss her on the cheek. You know, squeeze her hand.
Yeah. She will squeeze it back,
Just go.
and she goes.
Yeah, I don't want her, like, joining Sir Enel because it's going to be worse for her. So just,
Yeah. She
I'll
leaves.
take it from here.
She leaves.
And then I just answer the summons of Sir Holder.
Okay. So the four of you are gathered together. I say the four of you. It's not just the four of you. There's also Sally is present, as is Sir Gansuk, as is Prince Drogo, and Jason Alcott, the Herald, and Sir Holder, and all of you. Okay. So the prince is very much sitting, not really looking at any of you, but sitting there present. And Jason is very close by his side. On one side of him, not like at his chair, but kind of standing side on to the prince, facing across the way, is Sir Gansuk. On the other side, facing across the way, is Sir Holder. Sally is between them, in front of the prince, and you have been brought in to kind of finish off the square, if you like.
Do I have a chance to talk to Sir Holder before things start, or is it pretty much
You
set up already and we are in?
You suspect that the chance to speak to Sir Holder was probably before this point.
Damn.
Because you had, the point at which the prince was withdrawing was the point to do it. The Herald says, the prince is prepared to listen to the case that is to be brought forward. And Sir Holder will say, on the 11th of April, there was a disturbance in the Upton area, and I dispatched the Southern Veem to deal with it, as it was clear, even from the initial reports, that there was a high chance of there being a masquerade threat. As instructed, they went to Upton and there covered up the breach, which was happening in the domain of Sally Horrocks, child of Sir Gansuk. Sally hasn't said anything yet, but all of you will know she is wanting to say something. She's just like gritting her teeth and not saying anything.
I want to try and get her, meet eyes with her at some point and just be like...
So that's quite difficult to do because of where she is, but you can certainly have a try for doing it. I think this might be subterfuge. I think this is probably going to be resolve and subterfuge because it's going to take a bit of time. And concentration to kind of get your precise moment. One other thing, Velvet and Joanne, the thing that will come apparent to both of you very quickly is something is a bit off with Theodore. You know Theodore pretty well over these 10 years. To most people, like Silas, he seems his normal self. However, to the both of you, there is just something. You're used to Theodore being utterly reliable. You've also been there on those couple of occasions where he's lost it. and you remember, and obviously Silas also will remember how catastrophic it is when Theodore loses it. Your spider senses about things being maybe more dangerous than they appear are pinging. But you have this sense that Theodore is not quite as composed as he appears to be. What you do with that information is entirely up to you. Joanne, it will also occur to you something is off with Velvet. You don't know what it is. Again, Velvet is not giving it away. Well, unless Velvet tells me he's giving it away. But there is something in your mind that says Velvet also doesn't seem that. Silas, however, solid as a rock. You've got no problems there. He seems absolutely great.
2 successes on the
Okay, that's great. I'll come back to you on a moment on that. The other thing to mention is, for you, Joanne, because you know Sally the best of everyone here, Sally obviously wants to talk, and it will strike you as interesting that she hasn't. And maybe it's your imagination, but she does actually seem quite stressed being here. She does not seem quite as defiant as normal, and you will pick up on that.
So I'll change my attack instead of being like a shut up. I'll just be like, calm down.
Okay.
This.
Okay.
Kind of.
So you will be looking for your moment, and I'll come to you when that has happened. Anyone else doing anything I should know about?
I am getting ready. I'm looking for the opportunity to, when Sir Holder comes to the point in which the accusation happens, ask for permission to clarify.
Great. I would like a wit and etiquette roll from you.
I'm preparing to do the same, but I'm not intending to ask permission. Just intending to talk.
Okay. You don't need to roll for that. You could just talk whenever you want. Unless you want to do it in a particularly masterful manner, in which case I'm going to ask for a roll. But if you just want to interrupt and say something, you can do that any time.
I'm going to wait for a pause and then speak.
Sure.
Yeah.
So just jump in whenever you want.
4 successes. No messy nothings.
Okay.
Oh.
That was a lot of red.
Yeah.
All right. So, you've been at a couple of trials, Theodore. You think you're ready for when you want to speak. So, Solder will be saying, the Masquerade breach was, of course, covered up, and there is no threat to Oxfordshire as a whole. However, the fact that the breach was allowed to linger as long as it did within the domain of one of our kindred is a cause for concern and is something that needs to be addressed. And it's at this point you jump in.
Because I want to save her face. She's
Yeah.
in front of the prince and she's about to make a false accusation.
Yeah.
So I'm serving sort of my lord here.
Understood.
Um,
And at the point at which Theodore starts to speak, of course everybody looks around and you get your chance to signal to
Just be
Sally.
like, calm down. We have this. We have.
You do catch her eye, and she does seem to take it in. It's like she hears you and acknowledges it. Weird. Is it really Sally, you wonder? But yeah, she nods.
Sir Holder, if I may,
Yes?
been new information that has come to my ears tonight, and given the nature of court, I have not had the opportunity to bring it up until now. My apologies for that.
Ah, a late development. How intriguing. Zelda says, you may speak, Theodore.
You remember the intruder that was captured in our domain. Kindred not of Oxfordshire has been trespassing. That person is that been dealt with. Now, the reason I bring him up is because the victim of the assault on the night of the 11th, his life was saved by my coterie maid, Joanne Salt. She used her medical expertise to save the life of the man. And the description of his attacker concurs with the description of the man that I captured in our grounds. And it's a person that I know because he tried to use it on me, knows the powers of the blood, how to dominate people, how to coerce them, perhaps how to alter their memories. So we have 2 accounts. In one, there is an eyewitness that gave a description of Miss Herrick, and then we have the victim himself, who was left for dead but identified his attacker as the man I dealt with yesterday.
If you are suggesting there was a witness with a false memory, it will be trivial for us to find if that is true.
There is a possibility, and we do have a way of contacting this guy. This person also is keeping it secret from the authorities. We have managed to secure his secrecy, and he's been discreet.
There says, are you suggesting that this unknown kindred has attempted to frame Miss Horrocks?
It would appear so.
Saholder says, I see. Well, in light of this information, it seems, she turns to the prince, that we have come to you too soon, and for that you have my apology. And she will bow.
I bow super low.
I bow as well.
I guess I bow.
Okay. So you all bow. So yeah.
Like the hand going like...
You're going to drag Velvet down if need be. Okay. So they bow. You all bow. So Holder bows. Sagansuk doesn't bow, of course. He just stands there. And the herald will say, it does seem an apology is appropriate, given the fact that the prince has been called away from his guest. You're kind of finishing your bow, and the herald seems to be looking at the prince like he's trying to glean something from the prince, but that normal kind of rapidity that you're used to is not quite there. It seems to take a bit longer than normal, but eventually he says, however, it seems that your apology is accepted.
Thank you, my prince. Apologies, Miss Horrock. You were right.
And Sally straightens a bit at that.
At this point, I'll speak
Okay.
and say, I believe I also owe you an apology, Miss Hurst. I said to you when we spoke that if it was found that you were not guilty of this, I would say so and do it in court, and this seems like as appropriate a time as any. You have my deepest apologies.
She says, good. Yes, I accept your apology. She looks at Saholder expectantly, but Saholder doesn't seem to meet her eye. She's looking elsewhere.
Strangely.
So you know I'm a man of my word, so...
Can Joanne and Velvet, as the only people with a shot at this at all, make a quick wits and insight roll for me?
Yeah. The other is thinking of dinner.
I'm thinking of dinner.
4.
Okay.
What is that? 1,
3.
2, 3, 3? With a skull.
And skull.
Yeah, that's fine. So, Velvet, you're not 100% convinced the prince has paid any attention or communicated shit in this entire meeting.
Such a dick. Okay.
Joanne, you're 100% certain the prince has not communicated shit in this entire meeting. This doesn't, and this seems well, you've often wondered how much the prince communicates, but this feels more so. This is you're pretty confident. Like, you don't have any evidence, but it's a gut feeling that you have.
Yeah, and other times he might make a gesture or...
Yeah, like a little movement of the finger or something, but they just seem like... You're not even sure he looked at the herald. In fact, you are sure he didn't even look and make eye contact with the herald.
I mean, he's still like a Marvel superhero, right? So we're not saying anything.
Yeah, I mean...
Yeah.
But just for your reference. And, Sally looks a little bit restored by this set of proceedings, and it looks like everything is about to end amicably when Sagansuk says...
There we go.
The intruder. Which clan is he?
I wouldn't know, Sir Kinsuke.
We have him in custody, sir.
Which domain does he hail from?
We have not had the chance to interrogate him.
Sir,
He was taken by me, by force. He's in torpor right now.
He says... Sorry, but he doesn't say anything. He just looks very thoughtful. Harold says, I trust we are finished here, and looks at Sagansuk. Sagansuk says, yes. Then you are all dismissed.
He approached Sir Holder.
Yes.
Again, apologized and said, I'm really sorry. It took a while to get the information to me. Cut off from technology as we are.
I'll step forward
Yeah.
because I need to apologise to her, but I will say, actually, Sir Holder, that is entirely on me. It was me who found this information out, and I failed to give it to Theodore in due course. In the same way that I've failed to return to you in the previous night when you asked. So, if there is fault to lay, it's in my door.
She nods. I agree. I accept your apology, but mark this. Your failure shames me before the prince, and it will not be forgotten. And she turns and walks away. And you gain a stain.
Yes!
Yeah! Get in!
One night!
Rocking on, rocking on. I should add, Sir Holder also gains a stain.
Yeah.
For anyone who's keeping track.
well.
And I will roll it at the end of this session.
Yes.
Yeah. These old vampires, they've got loads of touchstones.
Yeah, I mean,
loads.
yeah.
Loads. All right, so Sally will say to you, Joanne, as she's heading off, she says, you said there was a witness, someone who saw.
Yes.
Let me speak to them. I'll find out if someone has played with their mind.
You'd have to talk to Theodore or Velvet for that. They were the ones that talked to that witness. I'm just glad we've brought you a reprieve for what it's worth. Please, Sally, I worry about you a lot. You know that.
I didn't do anything wrong. I was just...
I know.
This was an attack, a deliberate attack.
I know. But please. I do worry.
Okay, give me a quick persuasion roll with charisma, and you can add your Mauler point
And
to your pool. And your influence, yes, because Sally does count as somebody who does not toe the status quo line, so she does respect you more for your previous speakings up.
Ooh.
Ooh.
6 successes. Messy critical.
Okay,
Now I'm rolling that.
Okay.
you willpowering it.
Oh, people with willpower.
Yeah.
I miss you so.
4 successes, no messies.
Okay, so she... She'd stood up a bit straighter. Do you remember I said at the end of the thing? She seems to sag slightly again and says, yes, you're right. You're right. I need to be careful. Thank you, Joanne. I'll speak to them like you've asked, and we'll put an end to this. The one that framed me has to suffer.
We can do that together if you want.
Yes. Yes, I do want.
Those that play together.
So she will part. Silas, as people are... I don't know if the coterie are breaking up separate ways or whether you're going out as a group, but...
We have a lot to talk about, I think.
Oh, I tell them,
Okay.
I need to...
Sorry, as you're starting to do that, Sagansuk comes to you, Silas. And he leans in quite close you may well notice this, the rest of you.
Yeah.
In what it's now a normal thing for
Yeah,
Sergey, Suk, and Silas.
Yes, it does seem like normal Sergan Suk and Silas action to you guys. He says, the one that you have, the one that tried to shame my child. If they turn out to be a gangrel, you should spare their life. If they turn out to be a Malkavian, they must die for the good of Oxfordshire.
He gets it.
He gets nothing. He's not.
He just told Silas tonight, so 2 episodes ago, tonight, that the world is gonna end. Because it's 2012. Unless Sally's saved.
And with that, Sergan Suk leaves you. Unless you're saying anything immediately to him.
I just nod.
Okay.
I did note that I didn't realise that Silas and Sergey Cherimisinov were an item. In my head. Just carry on.
Silas, good looking. Silas, good looking.
So,
Kudos.
the coterie, you still have access to the prince will be withdrawn from this room, and the herald will leave with him. Sergan Suk has left, Saholder has left, Sally has also left after speaking to Joanne, so it is just the four of you present.
Are you alright?
No.
Yeah,
No, Otto. I'm out of my nerves.
what happened? That guy's got some nerve, I'm telling you.
I need to feed. I also need to talk to Miyuki. Also, we need to have a conversation later.
Yeah, we need to have a conversation. I have something to talk about.
What time is it, roughly?
Midnight.
Yes,
Let's meet tomorrow. First thing in the evening.
Sounds like we've all got things we need to talk about with one another.
I'll,
Yes. We'll decide the best course of action for Sally and Sir Holden. Interrogate or eliminate the prisoner we have.
interrogate first.
I'll take care of that.
We need to sort out all the things we have to talk about before we decide what order to do them in.
Yeah, agreed. Let's meet tomorrow.
Tonight's been hard. Everyone go do what you need to do. Get whatever rest you need. We can pick it up tomorrow.
Agreed.
Alright. Oh, do I have to take Seth home?
Yes, you do.
At some point, like before everyone leaves, I'm just gonna catch maybe like those two, just individually, and go like literally just like a sentence to each of you. Just go, if you need anything, I'm here.
It's not been a good night.
I need someone to free from. I'll find someone. I
reckon I need a few people with potents and some steaks, or I don't know. I mean, just never mind.
So I just put on my jacket, leave the name, start walking towards my domain.
Okay, so you're heading towards the domain on foot.
Yeah, this is not. We're not that far.
No, you're not that far.
So
And it's a significant walk, nevertheless. It's still like an
You
hour,
want a lift?
5 minutes
You want a lift
on
to
foot.
wherever you're going? I mean, I have to drop Seth, so I could drop you wherever you like.
You want lift?
yeah.
I mean, alright.
Do you want lift back, Joanne?
It would be appreciated.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me just see if I've understood that right. Silas, you're giving Joanne a lift home, and Velvet, you're giving Theodore and Seth a lift.
Yeah, because, they're well matched, right?
Okay,
Yeah, it's a car full of intro.
Yeah.
it is a car full of
Clan
Ventru.
brothers, right?
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, I'm just driving him to wherever he's being dropped off. I'm not,
So, first things first, then. Joanne, Silas, you're driving back. Are you talking to each other at all on the way back while you have the privacy of the car?
Unless you've got something to say, not particularly.
How holding up? I know you hate that.
We got a reprieve for Sally, so went better than I could have hoped.
Yes, did I tell you what Sagansu told me?
I don't think so.
He said, well, I did the one with the Mayan prophecy.
Oh, that, yes.
Yes.
I tried to push that out of my memory.
I mean, it's the way he says it. I'm there going, is it or is it not? I'm told they see things which I don't understand. Do you know what clan? Do you know what clan this guy is? Came for you.
Do you want me to lie to you, or do you want me to tell you the truth?
I'd rather the truth.
I think he's a Malkavian. I think Sally has something to do with him.
And then, if Sagansuk is right, if he's a Malkavian, then we'll need to put him to the sword. But then again, I'm sure I know you're up for that. Which,
I'm perfectly capable of doing that.
however, Sagansuk also did say that if he is a gangrel, do we need to save him?
Well, I was perfectly willing to give him up to save Sally, putting all thoughts of whatever closed-minded revenge I had, so...
Yeah. I don't know much. I'm told again they see stuff that I certainly don't pretend to even understand. But whatever they see, I would assume it's probably a good idea to at least keep it in mind for just in case.
Yes.
So, who knows? This could be the thing that changes everything. Although there's going to be a few things that changes, I reckon. Oh boy.
Well, with what you said, Sir Marta's
I like
resurgence has already done that.
I like Samantha. She shamed the Herald. Oh, I love her for that. That was so good.
Seeing that rat bastard have his comeuppance, that...
I mean, honestly, the comeuppance would have been seeing the Warhammer Cave of Skeleton, to be honest. But
I find myself agreeing with you here.
yes, because that's slimy. Yeah.
Are you staying at the headquarters tonight, or are you going back to yours?
I'll stay at headquarters tonight, and I'm only going to go back to my place where on the 23rd.
All right.
Because, of course, we have all that shit then. Oh.
Okay, so you
Yeah.
get back. There are no incidents. Everything is fine. Meanwhile, back at Velvet's car, you all get together. Seth
Still dressed?
Seth is still dressed, yeah.
Okay.
So
My
he
intention is to drop Seth off first, so he doesn't see where I drop Theodore.
sure. Are you going to fight or contest Seth for the fronts? Oh, actually, does Seth want to drive? I don't even know. Let's find out.
I mean, this is Velvet's car.
I mean, I'm just
her
getting in the
sire's brother.
my uncle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, elder, respect.
Sure. So Seth does not seem to be that bothered about driving back. Seems in a good mood.
Good. Well, I'll just get in the driver's
So you get in the driver's seat. He gets in the front seat, and you're in the back. And you start driving him back, and he says, "Well, that was a fine court, I thought.
Yeah.
I tell you, I would not want to be Jason's pants tonight."
Well, I gotta say that was something to watch.
I told you, didn't I?
You did tell me it was gonna be
Best court in a long time.
Well, it was certainly worth getting dressed for.
You all right back there?
Yeah. Apologies. A little of myself.
He shrugs. He kind of glances in the mirror, but doesn't seem to pay you that much.
I'm sitting behind him,
Okay.
so I'm out
Yeah.
of the way of any rearview mirror.
Okay. Well, in that case, he'll like reach on the headrest and look back at you
Yeah.
briefly.
I'll
And
say, what did you think of her coming in like that?
I thought it was dumb, and I loved it.
Of the what?
She came in, but
Okay.
she looked, I assumed, like she had when she was taken.
She looked like she wanted to fight
Right.
with like everybody.
Yep. I mean, it's pretty cool.
Dumb ass Bruya, I told you, but I think it's great. I mean, at least they're giving us entertainment. But this is why they're not running the show. Shit like this.
Well, you know what? We're not running the show either, so.
Well, I suppose that's true.
But I don't know. I mean, I guess we'll see what she does the next time she shows up.
Hey, you know about the visitors. What do you think they made of it?
I haven't. Well, I didn't have the chance to ask, to be honest. What transpired probably got lost slightly on them. They have a different system, different things insult them or get them out. I mean, Sir Marto's anger was palpable. That's for sure.
Sure was.
It's part of the Japanese culture to be also braggadocious. If you're a good warrior and you brag about it, as long as you can walk the walk.
Oh yeah, she can certainly walk the walk. I've seen it.
Did you speak to any of the visitors?
Yeah, I had a little chat with how do you say it? Now old toes or something.
Yeah, nah.
Well, what did you think of him?
I thought he looked a bit like a girl.
I like Seth.
I mean, I gotta say, I agree with you. I mean, he's got a pretty strange.
No offense to girls, but yeah.
But you know,
Girls are over.
he seemed like someone who wanted to have a good time, you know?
Yeah, on a diplomatic mission.
I mean, we all have to suck up sometimes, I suppose.
Surely do. That seems to be the way of things, especially in court.
Oh, looks like this is my stop. Well, have a good night, y'all.
All right, I'll catch you
Thank
later.
you.
And he heads out. So it's just the two of you in the car. Anything you're taking this moment to say to each other, or are you just getting back?
I just say like,
You want me to drop you at your place? Or you wanna-
no, drop me on the southeastern part so I can hunt. Then
You
I'll.
all right to hunt on your own?
I'm
you
more
wanna
concerned
bring it
about my prey actually.
Well, if you want me to keep a watch out or something.
Yes, please.
All right.
And I tell him sort of where to drop me and where to pick me up. So there's a small, like a 2-block radius or something, which I'm gonna be
Okay.
looking out to hunt.
So,
So I'm offered this, like, I can do literally nothing.
well, you can.
You are my getaway car.
Yeah,
you have a bullet to hide the body.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
There's
can.
not gonna be any blood to spill around. Don't
You
worry.
can provide
Not
an
messy.
escape. All right. So you're going to hunt. What method are you using to hunt, Theodore?
Alley cat.
Okay.
Alley cat.
Go for it.
Ta-da.
So you're hunting in your domain, so that's good. You're not poaching, and I believe the difficulty is 4. Is that correct? I believe it is, because you've got chassis of
Yes.
3. Yeah.
I'm looking at my watch because I need to get back home.
Yes. You're feeling like the need to get back.
With brawl, right?
Yes.
Ouch.
Strength and brawl.
It's like what you did for gold.
This is a lot of red.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a lot of red.
I know the feeling. God, messy quick.
So I got 2 successes.
Okay. Are you spending any willpower?
This is mostly red.
Would you like to succeed at a cost?
Oh, there we go. I was waiting for it.
Yes.
You would.
Or what's the cost?
The cost is that the person that you feed on will be missed quite quickly.
Oh boy.
Nope.
You're gonna let them go and stay hungry.
There was an assault on someone 2 days ago.
Okay.
2 assaults, or
Yeah.
an assault on a missing person in a short span of time actually will be more harmful for
Okay.
everybody because it increases police
Sure.
presence.
So you go back. It's all quiet.
I tell her, like, actually, I am really frustrated when I come.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, fuck.
What happened?
The only person around was like the leader of the Boy Scouts. Everybody will miss him as he goes around.
Do you want me to pick someone up for you?
Well, it has to be someone that cannot be missed.
All right.
In case.
Well,
things
I'm
go
pretty sure anyone you identify out of this car I can pick up for you.
Please.
Okay, so basically you're going to pick someone out from, like, as you're going to drive around, pick someone out on the thing, and then
I'm just gonna go and hit on them.
are you using presence?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not going to make you roll.
Just to bring them
Yeah.
to where.
Okay, so Velvet basically goes over, turns on the charm, and what's in very rough terms are you looking for someone in terms of rough age, gender, or do you not just care? It's like the first viable person you see.
I tell Velvet that it has to be a female. No, I tell Velvet that it has to be around the area near the base. Because they
It
already.
can be either a man or a woman.
It can be either a man or a woman, as long as someone is from the base. Ask if they work with or for.
Oh, as in the. Okay, right. Sorry. Yes. Okay. I thought you meant our base.
There are like a lot. No.
So they have to be someone that works at one of the military bases in the
There are
area.
military bases,
Yeah,
Air
okay,
Force
fine.
mostly.
Okay.
Okay.
So just someone that. if
So
they-
yeah, I mean, I'll just.
It is trivial for Velvet to persuade them to come into the car with you.
Yeah.
So that's
I'll
fine.
drive down an alleyway while he does whatever he's doing.
Okay. So
I'm gonna be like.
I would like you to make a frenzy check for Hunger Frenzy, as you're on Hunger 4.
Good luck.
Good luck. You never know. You never know.
That is one success.
Okay. So in the back of your car, that kind of sixth sense of Theodore's close to losing it is so right. You're like, yeah, that was it.
So the 2 really high willpower people have both frenzied,
Well, yes.
and you haven't.
No, I haven't.
No, the Bruya hasn't. He's the one that is worried.
Now, for Velvet, this is actually quite disturbing because normally when you feed and when you've helped each other feed, of course, it is a controlled feed.
Yeah.
It is a sometimes almost sensual thing. And although it is an invasion for the victim, it is one that at least is one they are mainly oblivious to and in a form of ecstasy throughout. And that is still true here. This person is oblivious to the pain, actually. Nevertheless, the manner in which Theodore feeds is not controlled. It is not gentle. They may not be fully aware, but you are aware of the colour just disappearing from them very rapidly, and there is a ferocity to the way Theodore is feeding, where you suspect if you don't do something, they are going to die. And he's feeding. There is a ferocity in his eyes that you have seen very few times before, but you know is always very scary when it comes about. And he has got his arms locked around this man, his fangs locked around their throat, and he is ripping the blood from their body as fast as he can. Does Velvet do anything to stop him? Velvet will be aware that to do so is dangerous.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm too afraid. So I know in how I picture this in my head. I'm terrified into
Okay.
a lack of action in this regard.
You-
I might die also.
You sit stock still in the car,
like this.
hearing a weak patter of rain on the window and the sound of someone swallowing repeatedly as they're gulping down the blood. It feels like a long time, but Velvet knows actually it's only a few minutes. And when it is done, Theodore, you are on hunger 0.
Yep.
And you have a dead body in your... Well, it's probably on your lap by the time the mist fully clears. But you do come to yourself fairly quickly. And, of course, it's been a long time for Theodore since you haven't felt anything. You know, you become used to, as kindred, always having that little bit of hunger, even when you're fairly well fed. But actually, the beast is silent. There is no part of you that needs to feed. There is no part of you that needs to do anything other than what you want to do. And you feel kind of, you know, you're aware that you've had this drive all the time, pushing you always to be kind of aware of where the next meal is coming, and it's gone. And actually, it's a kind of a weird relief, although also awful.
Yes, it's...
What are we
I'll take care of this. Just take me to headquarters. And I get out of the back seat, throw my jacket on top of the body, and sit in the passenger seat next to Velvet.
Okay.
I don't put my hands on the wheel and wait for them to stop shaking.
Yeah, it takes a while.
And then I drive, concentrate all of my attention on the driving to the headquarters. And I don't speak.
Once we reach HQ, we just ask to put the car in the garage so I can take out the body.
I have to go home. I need the car to go home.
It's okay. I just take the body out.
So you're in Silas's garage, effectively.
We close the door.
Close the door. So you're pulling...
Would be in the garage.
What is Silas doing in the garage?
He's working.
Oh, you're working on your bike. Okay.
He was working on that. Of course, seeing that coming.
All right. So when you're working on your bike, Silas, you will see the car pull in. Velvet looks visibly shaken, and you will see Theodore get out. He is not wearing his tie, which for Theodore is unusual. It probably means something has gone down. You will know. And he will be probably starting to open the back door as you come over.
Can I get a little bit of your help?
I have to go.
Just Silas, help me out here.
Sure. What happened?
Just help me get this person out.
So there is a body, a desiccated body, essentially, and a body absolutely drained of blood. That you...
It's a tool. I just turn away from it.
Sure. So I assume you're still sitting in the driver's seat of the car. So it's easy for the two of you to remove the body, and at this point, assumedly, you are going
Just
to...
drive away.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
And then you just turn around.
So you head off, assumedly, back towards the secret love nest.
Yes.
Okay, and the two of you...
There's space in the fridge.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're putting this body in with the body of the unknown woman in the state. Yeah.
Yeah, we put
Sure.
that body there,
Yeah.
and then
I'm guessing you have a plan.
So to go to the fridge, by the way, you have to go into the surgery. Joanne, where are you? Are you in the surgery or are you in your bedroom?
Probably
right now?
checking over the patient.
Yeah, so the patient is conscious at the point at which you will hear footsteps coming to the...
Heavy drug or death.
They're not very with it, but they are conscious.
I'll meet them at the door and say, "What the fuck?"
Oh, well, I'm walking towards the surgery. Oh, because the fridge is in the surgery.
Yeah, the fridge is in the surgery. It's where you keep your bodies and occasionally blood.
Everything all right?
The patient is awake.
Oh crap.
Let me know when he's down.
I don't know how long that's going to be.
Don't you have like a painkiller that puts him to sleep or something?
I'm not going to pump a man with drugs that he doesn't need.
I don't know.
So
I'm
much
asking if
worse
he
than
needs some.
outside.
Just let me know, please. And I just turn to Silas and and then just go up the stairs.
Okay.
I guess we've set him
So,
on the kitchen.
okay, so you take them into the kitchen.
I mean, it's not like we use the kitchen.
There is a knock on the door to the kitchen.
It's one of the security guys.
Who's going to answer it? You're going to it. Okay. When you open the door, it's Vance.
Oh, hi there, Vance.
He says, "Hello, sir. Is everything all right?"
No.
This might be a bad time, but is there an urgent problem, sir?
No.
I wondered if I might ask for tomorrow off.
Yes. Any particular reason?
I think it would be good for me to have a little time. I did as you requested, sir, but I didn't expect to find what I found, sir, and it was you know that I'm not normally shaken by things, but this was. I didn't realise, sir, that protecting this place is, of course, in my contract, sir. But moving torture victims is not, and I draw the line.
Torture victims.
Yes, sir.
What do you mean, torture victims?
The man that I moved, his eyes were set and shut, sir. And I think there's.
I don't have the willpower to try and hide anything, so Vance can see very clearly that I had no idea.
He says, I don't. There might have been more, but I didn't investigate fully. I just need some time.
I put my hand on his shoulder.
I don't.
Take as long as you need.
I don't think I can be involved in that kind of thing, sir. If that means I have to move on,
No.
I don't want to disappoint you. I just.
Vance, listen to me. That man is kindred. He's not mortal. In fact, he had been abusing the blood to get others to do his work.
All right, sir. I'll come back in a couple of days if that's all right. Sorry to bother you.
No.
Keep yourself safe, Vance.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome.
Anyway, go.
Give that man a raise, goddamn.
I go to the shed.
Okay, you go to the shed.
Mm-hmm.
In the shed. Sorry, Silas. Where are you going? You have a body in the kitchen.
Oh yeah, I start walking outside in the rain.
Where are you going?
Shed.
What's in the shed?
Apparently the victim.
Oh, fucking. Open one of the big cupboards that should be full of pots and pans. Shove the body in there.
Okay, you're going to stuff the body in the kitchen cupboard.
It's not like we cook a lot.
Just shove the body in.
But there will be, your security staff will use the kitchen
Yeah.
for
Cook a
making
lot. I've kitted it out with all the best stuff.
Yeah, it has very swish,
Teflon coated
very swish
Crucible.
things.
cookware or whatever.
All right.
After.
So you two find yourself in outside in the rain. It's not very heavy rain, but nevertheless, it's drizzling on you. And in the shed is Denton, who is currently staked, and his eyes are indeed sewn shut.
And that is a sizable hole in his chest where he. Okay, yeah.
He also he's still staked.
He's thawing.
Yeah, he's mostly thawed at this point.
Okay. But his eyes are shut.
His eyes are sewn shut.
Sewn
Sewn
but not
shut.
his mouth.
Are you checking his mouth?
Yeah.
His tongue has been removed.
Oh my god.
You haven't seen this before?
I turn around and start walking to
Like that when we
the
left it.
surgery.
Okay, so you're going to the surgery. Silas, what are you doing?
Yeah, I guess you figured out what. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. I think we should put the other one together with this.
So,
This is just gonna be Theodore walking around.
Dead body Jenga.
Yeah, playing dead body.
I'll put them
I
both
go,
in here.
I go to the surgery.
unless you want to play the scene, which you're welcome to do.
It's not a long scene.
Okay, fine. You knock on the door.
Yeah.
Doctor, can I speak to you for a second?
Check over on the patient, see.
They're still awake,
Still awake?
but groggy.
Yeah.
Yes,
I'll
just
step out.
put my hand on her shoulder. I can teach you, how to channel that range.
It's called a precaution.
Oh no.
You've told me that he did things with his whatever powers he had. I made sure he can't do them.
It's okay. It's not like I disapprove. And I just... He deserved that. According to you, that's good enough for me. And I just awkwardly give her a hug.
Okay.
I'll take it from here. But next time, let me teach you a couple of things that are far more useful. You might not like them, though.
Depends on who they're being used on.
But yeah, speaking of which, we have another body, don't ask. And I turn around and start walking.
Okay. So,
Just kind of look after him like,
Yeah, I am letting her assume it's another kindred body.
Yeah.
I'm not telling her
Yeah.
I killed someone.
Okay. So Velvet, you will drive back to the Love Nest, and Adam will be waiting for you there.
So when I come in through the door,
Yes.
I don't speak to him at first. I just go and embrace him
Sure. Well, he will.
really tightly.
He will hold on to you.
Adam, this is dangerous. I don't know if we should keep doing this. So,
What do you mean?
I mean the feeding. I don't. What if What if one of us didn't stop?
But we've been so careful. We've been fine. As long as we're careful, we're all right. I trust you, Velvet. I know you wouldn't ever.
What if it's not? What if it's not in our control? You know, what if it's outside of what we intend?
Something.
I can't hurt you. I can't.
And you wouldn't. You wouldn't. I know you wouldn't. It's all right, Velvet. You won't ever hurt me. I know that. He'll squeeze you tighter.
I've seen people die for less than that, and I've seen it. People who are always in control of themselves, and then just all of a sudden you're not. And I can't do that to you. I can't.
I don't know what to say, but I can promise you this. I know you'd never hurt me, and I'd never hurt you, and that's what makes us different to the others. Because we're not like them. Violence isn't natural for us. And of course, sometimes it's difficult when we're... But that's why we're careful, and that's why we keep ourselves fed, and that's why we do things sensibly so that there aren't these moments. And I know you'd never come to me unless you were sure you were in control. And if you were struggling, I would help you.
I know you.
And you would help me.
Of course.
Don't talk of ending things. Please. Are you worried that you might lose control now?
No.
No, of course not.
Adam, you're not like me. You're kind and generous and beautiful and you're different than everyone else in this world. This world has done horrible, terrible things to everyone, and somehow you are sitting in the middle of it like a bright, shining light. It hasn't.
It's because I've found someone that it's worth staying good for, Velvet. And that's why you'll be okay too.
All right.
It's just us now. We don't have to worry about them for a while. Let's just be us.
All right.
So you spend the night in his arms. You spend the night fixing your bike. So the patient is, you think, getting more and more lucid, and this is going to lead to some interesting questions very soon, Joanne. Just as a heads up. You reckon you haven't got a lot longer before they're going to be like, actually, this does not look like a normal hospital, and what the heck's going on?
Yeah.
So I don't know what you want to do that, but assume the rest of the night will pass. We might get off Friday the 13th of April. Yay! Only took me 3 sessions. So the night has ended, so you can recover like a normal start of session willpower, highest of your resolve or composure in superficial willpower damage. Because the threat of court has passed.
Do I have to do the stains thing now? I'm not.
At the end of
End of the session.
Oh, time to collect more. Hooray.
Yeah, you can always. There's always time to get more. Don't worry. So Saturday the 14th comes along. I'm assuming the coterie are gathering together. Can you all make your rouse checks? Just because we're playing close night tonight.
No,
All good?
I'm good.
I am not.
And you, so what hunger are you on, Velvet? Just for reference? 2. Fine. So everybody gathers together at the HQ. Assumedly in the... I'm pausing for you.
I mean, whatever.
War room.
No, not the in the meeting room.
In the war.
In the war room.
In a
So dramatic.
in the room with many names, you gather. And I'm going to assume it is probably about 8:30,
Yeah.
something like
Yeah.
that. So, over to you, coterie.
So, I have a couple of things that we need to discuss.
We have a lot of things we need to discuss. I don't know which of us should start.
Let's go from the general to the specific then.
Oh, I thought you were going to say something else.
Well, if we're going for specific, mine's going to be last then, because it's incredibly specific.
You texted me about this yesterday,
Yes.
so I think you should go first because you've been waiting the longest.
Any objections?
No. Get it?
All right. Well, Silas knows about this already. We had a discussion in the car. But I'm assuming all of you know about what the prince did to the Toreador.
Well, I don't know the details, but I know there was some bad blood between them, I guess.
So the herald, in his infinite grace, and assumedly with the prince as well, has decided to give me something of a plea bargain. I can't think of a better name for it right now. But I'm coming to all of you for help here. If I have a mistake-free year, as he put it, the sins of my clan will be absolved.
Well, it's great news.
Mistake-free year.
Yes.
You elaborate on that.
That's all I was told. If I make even the slightest mistake,
Well, this is easy, because mistakes you make that he doesn't know about don't count. So actually, in point of fact, this ought to be more than doable.
I hope so.
I mean, of course I'll help you.
Thank you.
You saying you don't know what happened? Prince was wiping the Toria out.
The prince killing people? That doesn't
Basically
seem like him.
genocide. Which... Yeah.
Do we know the reason of his actions?
Sir Thomas? Founding Knights?
That's a name, not a reason.
Went
He is
off.
the reason.
Went off. Prince followed him. No one knows what happened.
I've got Politics of Kindred of Oxfordshire. What version of this story have I heard?
How about you make me a roll and I'll tell you how juicy the version is.
Okay. What does it go with?
So it'll be intelligence
Intelligence.
and politics.
+1 for specialty.
Oh, yeah. Thanks.
+1 for specialty.
4.
4 successes. So the prevailing theory is that that there was some kind of violent altercation between the two, because when the prince returned, he was injured.
Okay. I convey this.
Indeed, there is a rumour that goes about, which is that the prince has not actually healed all of those wounds. There is a belief that whether he can't or refuses
That's
to.
far more interesting.
So there is speculation of that nature that is going around. But yes, there was certainly a battle, and it is known that Sir Thomas de la Moor was also a vampire of impressive age. So it would have been a hell of a battle had they had one.
Okay.
So,
And as a result of whatever happened, Sir Marta tried to speak up
yeah.
and was staked in the back as a result.
So the armour she was wearing tonight was the same armour.
Oh, right. That's why it was untidy.
Sir Francis put the stake in her back. So...
I mean, this can't really surprise anyone here. It is not like this is a place that is laden down with honor and duty, right? I mean, it says it is, but in point of action, that ain't how it is.
I think we digress.
So yes, that is my situation.
So you need a mistake-free, I would assume no faux pas at court, no errors of judgment.
I was told if I stepped out of line, even the slightest.
Oh.
Well, that's fine.
So it can be good little... Okay.
You're not planning revolution or something, right? I mean, this is an achievable feat, then.
Yeah, but sometimes it's out of your control.
No, it's not. If she makes a mistake, it's still within our control, right? All it takes is for somebody like me to step forward and say, I did the thing, and then it's off of her.
Absolutely, but what if she does it in front of everybody in court? What if she's goaded?
What if she doesn't go to court? It's not
She
like anyone's
must.
going to miss it. No, you don't.
Yes.
People don't miss you. I spent quite a lot of time tonight not in the court, and nobody better than I did.
Oh, but it's been 10 years, you know the Herald. After he put that task on Joanne, do you really expect him not to be absolutely vigilant that she
No, I
actually
expect him
shows
to
up?
invent a reason for her to fail. And we have to just deduce what that's going to be and then overcome it.
And that's what I'm trying to prevent to an extent.
Okay,
I don't even want to give him that first reason.
Yeah.
how about we try to garner the support of your clan? I mean, you're doing this for your clan, aren't you?
Yes.
And you're the only person under the crosshairs.
Yes. Kelly's gotten away with...
Who is
She's
Kelly?
the other one.
What other one?
She's a Toreador, but she's not of Alistair's bloodline,
Oh,
nor Sir Thomas de la Moor.
Yeah.
She just is invisible sometimes.
that
But she's a
sounds like
Toreador
perfect-
nonetheless, and it's in her best interest to also oblige. Would it be possible for you to arrange a meeting between myself or ourselves and your sire and perhaps Alistair?
I can try.
It would be interesting.
Alistair is
to
kept
see.
under fairly heavy guard because of the whole...
Yeah, but
I can try.
if it's just me, what we need is to garner the help of the entire clan. Everybody has to be united. And I'm doing this not because of your clan. I'm doing it because of you.
Thank you.
So I don't want you to fail. I want you to succeed.
I want you to succeed.
Thank you, everyone. It is appreciated, and whatever boons this is offered,
Don't talk to me about boons. We're friends.
We're coterie mates. We'll sort it out in a different way.
Thank you. So that was my thing.
I think we need to address the big issue right now. So Sir Hulda wants us to dig deeper into the events of 3 nights ago. I think it's time to pay a visit to our eyewitness, and I think we need also to bring forward our guest.
It won't be too long before the patient is lucid and asking questions, so...
You're right, it needs resolving.
We need a way of letting him go without him attracting attention to this place. He obviously doesn't know where he is.
Well, why don't we ask Sally to do some whatever with his head? Well, she can do that, right?
Who?
Sally.
Perhaps.
Problem solved, right? Then he can go on his way and forget he was ever here.
It could help.
I mean, I don't know.
Could you get in touch with Sally? Get her to come here?
Fairly easily.
So if she helps us with our victim, then all we need to take care of is the eyewitness. We need someone that can ascertain whether or not his memories have been manipulated. And then deal with the scumbag that we have still in the shed.
Yeah.
Although I believe that the way to deal with that one is going to be a lot easier. Kindred of Oxfordshire that has been incriminated by someone from outside. We just need a little bit more solid evidence of that, and then we can just leave him for the sun or take his head off.
Maybe we give him to Sir Hulda.
That's
in
what I was
case
thinking.
That gives her an opportunity to recover from what happened last night.
So who wants to take on those actions?
I have a pressing thing that I have to deal with.
Okay, I think what we need is people to do this, so let's hear yours.
I will contact Sally at some point tonight.
So I'm not saying I won't do it. I'm just saying that
You want to touch on something first.
right. Because I don't know exactly when it's going to come up, but I had an altercation with my sire at the court last night.
I'm going to pause you there because Phil's bladder is telling me that it's time for us to take a break.
Okay.
And we'll pick up that scene when we come back.
Wow, he's on point. Dude, talk about how to call it, like the body clock, something like that.
He's also probably building himself up for his Skeksis impression.
Yeah. Yes, possibly, yes.
So, first business of the evening. As you know, today is episode 5 of Blood of the Tamesis, which means that next week is break, like mid-season break.
Woohoo!
Because we're grandiose like that, and now we have mid-season breaks.
We're important enough for
And in our
break.
mid-season break, we're having next week a one-shot session. And this is something peculiar. I'm going to be running a session using a very, very simple yet old system, the Judge system. We're going to be playing a very interesting chronicle, which name will be revealed tomorrow when I figure it out. And but there are a couple of details that are very important. First of all, it's gonna be the first time in a little while that Peter gets to be on this side of the room, sitting on this table, and he will be joined by a very secret guest new player. It's Kirsty. Someone is joining us in the table. I mean, it's a total mystery. You will never guess that Kirsty is joining us here. 'Cause no one is telling you. On to relationship map shenanigans.
Relationship map. Okay, so there's a fairly small update this time. So we added Amago Takahisa and created the sire-child relationship between him and Naoto. And then we added Ota as a kindred of Tokyo. He's kind of down near the bottom because he's not attached to anyone yet.
It's okay, I'll get him some Olo or something.
Yeah. Spend all your XP so I can buff him up the map a bit. And then we added Kirsty's picture of Duty. So thank you for that. Which is really very lovely.
Very pretty.
And that was it, except for obviously I've made another mistake because that's my shtick for this season.
There's going to be mistakes.
Which I missed off Heather Kim from episode 1.
Yeah, season 2.
So thanks to Lane for flagging that. So that'll be corrected just in time for episode 6 when we come back from that. So that's the relationship map. In addition to that, as you can see, I have no hair. That is because...
Hey! I do.
That's because, thank you for that mocking statement. That's because I shaved it all off, as you know, yesterday. I really
The
just...
savings on shampoo and conditioner. I mean,
It's huge. My hair was 40 centimetres long when I cut it off.
Okay.
Which was far longer than I thought. I was questioning whether it would be long enough to meet the minimum requirements for the charity.
How much is
Which
it for
was
a
7.
donation?
So we've established that I have no sense of distance whatsoever. But I just really wanted to say thank you to everybody who sponsored me, everybody who retweeted me. I raised over £2,000 now. I understand I'm the top fundraiser for World Cancer Day.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, i.e. the person who raised the most. So thank you. I really appreciate it, and it will be undoubtedly a great help to all the people who need it most.
Yep.
Go,
Who am I going to?
go
Question.
Phil. Go to Phil.
Go to Phil.
Go to Phil.
We've had a few gifts come in. So
gifts.
I've had a recent gift because someone I said in Conservative 64 had been to a little shop that's in London which is called the Hoxton Street Monster Supplies, which is a legitimate shop.
I can see from the...
It is a legitimate shop. And
Ooh.
Ooh,
Oh.
rattles.
Something has stuff.
It's like Christmas all year round, isn't
no
it?
jar.
Oh.
This is dangerous.
O positive / AB negative.
Well done. That's
Delicious
awesome.
hemoglobin-rich blood mixed with powerful coagulants transforms a messy snack into a tiny treat with no thanks required. Here you go, Carlos.
You needed this before the intermission.
Yeah. Could have
O
sold.
plus and O and AB minus.
Ooh, thank you.
So, yeah, thank you very much. Oh, I should say, unfortunately, that reminds me, Theodore, you get a stain for serving the beast under the eyes of your coterie.
I mean, honestly, I don't care if that helps.
I'm afraid not.
Deeply at the time, but
No, I'm afraid the Chronicle tenants do not care that you don't care.
also, I mean, I did care. Let's be fair.
Yeah.
Velvet was traumatised by the whole thing.
Exactly.
So,
And the only conviction that I could maybe perhaps use has been drained.
see, this is where the homebrew rule starts to burn.
Earlier on, because I could have used my conviction.
Yeah.
Yeah, the thing that I had already used that conviction to shield myself from stains
Try.
the other session.
So, people at home, just so you know, if you're not aware, we're doing a homebrew rule with convictions, which is if you use a conviction to fend off stains upon your soul, you then need to reconnect with the touchstone that you have that conviction connected to in order to refresh that conviction for future use.
Which I tried to do and failed because, there was a
Yeah.
dog and Silas wasn't there.
It was some jokes are worth reusing, right?
Exactly.
Okay. So any more before we go to questions? Oh, there is actually something important which was relating to last week, which is for Phil.
Yeah.
You were asked last week not to do a cursed egg impression, but in fact to do a Skeksis impression.
Someone
So if we
ask
can,
you, ask you
yes, sorry, Spurt,
to
yeah.
do a Skeksis impression.
From the Dark Crystal.
Yeah. Yes, well, nice one to remember. And we'll have some essence. Essence.
It reminds me of conversations I have with Peter. And then we were like, I have cookies. And we both go like,
Friend has cookies. Yeah.
that's a pretty good sketches in person.
Thank you, Phil.
Also, we had a question that came up right after we finished taking questions, but I think it was interesting. It was from Easy, and she said, she asked which characters, if our characters had the choice or the ability to be turned back into mortals,
Yes.
would you do it? That's basically the question.
Yes.
So Joanne would. What about the rest of you?
Yes.
Velvet would Silas become mortal once again?
Silas would.
Oh, what about Theodore?
He wouldn't.
He doesn't remember what that's like, does he?
Sorry?
He doesn't remember what that's like. It's such a long time ago.
Yeah, that's the thing. And
I was more
also
like to be re-embraced by my actual proper side.
exactly, like his
Like
embrace was not traumatic. He had all the time in the world to prepare. He has been eased into the world. He has had a better life as a ghoul than as a prisoner of war in a concentration camp. So everything since the blood has been actually an uptick in Theo's life,
Yep.
which is a lot to say. So yeah, he wouldn't. Also, he has a chance. Well, he has spent the last 60, almost 70 years
Many years.
with the love of his life, and he has the opportunity to continue like that forever. He's not changing that for the sun.
So let's go to questions because there's quite a bit I want to try and fit in before our mid-season break, if we can. So
Well, that's good because we just got asked all the questions in the entire world. So
oh well, let's go for we'll go for as many as we can, and we'll make a note of the ones we don't get time for.
okay,
Yeah, let's go.
Alright, first question. Who would win the fight between Jim and Silas?
Phil, you can answer that.
Who would win in a fight between Jim
Fight between Jim Roy Woods and Silas.
Silas? Let me see, because I believe I have Jim's character sheet still here.
I would like a from the hip answer rather than a statistical comparison.
No, I think Jim only on the count of feral weapons.
Yes. Yeah, on the count.
Only,
on the count
and also he has fortitude.
Yeah.
So even though Silas would hit harder, he would take that punch and then hit back, and Silas doesn't have that fortitude.
No, so yes, no. Yes, yeah.
Silas is definitely a lot more successful on social combat.
Yeah.
And arm wrestling.
Oh god, Jim would have the way.
And dog wrestling.
Jim would frenzy and rip fucking Silas in half.
Yeah, so yes, there we have it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Next question.
Alright, who is your favourite NPC so far?
Oh,
God.
it's a difficult one. It's between Melioria and Seth.
Seth.
Okay, so Meliora says.
Marissa?
Samantha.
Yeah.
I love it! Oh god. Fucking Jason.
Cool. Thank you. Any more for any more?
How long will it be, how long will how long will Joanne last before the perfect year is just ruined? This horrible echo.
Okay.
Okay, so how long will Joanne last before the perfect year is ruined?
11 months.
2 days?
Come on, man.
No. You're giving us very little credit on hiding your mishaps.
Okay, so 11 months, 2 days.
Oh, I mean, she won't mess up. I'll make sure of it. I'm pretty good at disguising all sorts of things.
Honestly, with the way I think I get this, she's gonna go down. It may not be a month.
Not a month. Okay, next one.
Sorry.
Ask if Theo's hunger frenzy is serving the beast. I think we said yes.
Yes. And I had my second stain of this night, but I did fulfill my desire of getting Sally off the hook, so I regained
An extra superficial.
more superficial.
Yes, you do, yes.
I'm still not full.
Listen, Reason asks if the relationship map can be arranged in the shape of a pentagon.
I'll give it a go. That's the best answer I can give.
Yeah.
I mean, I did spend most of my time arranging it. It's way more time arranging it than it is adding stuff to it. So, yeah.
Okay, on another note, though, will you get a new wig from Mitch? Will you get Mitch's hair?
I have a Mitch wig because he's got velvet hair. So, and I've got a velvet wig.
Yeah.
So, I could wear it now.
So
I have no hair on my head.
For now, Mitch, your hair is safe.
Yeah.
But only
if
for
I lose
now.
that
But only for now.
I expect you to shave your hair.
Yes, for now. That's the important bit.
Yeah.
The question is, how many bits would it take for Mitch to shave his head? Now, there's a question.
How many bits
Anyway.
would it take to the
Okay.
Yeah.
So following on from last week, Carlos, can you do your Kirstag impression?
What would it do? Any accent I doing? Anything?
And thank you for all these questions. We can probably squeeze in. Okay, we can squeeze it in.
Okay, did Bex miss the Meloriat?
The?
I was expecting it to come to me, and it didn't come to me, I think, because we weren't sure about whether we had permission to use it. But if we do, it will definitely go on next.
Yeah, we are very excited about the Meliore art, and as soon as we get the okay that we're right to put it up on the site, we will do so.
Yeah, because it's fan art, it's yours.
Yeah.
Ultimately, that's why we are always making an effort to credit any and every, any and all artists that provide us with fan art. So until we have, hard, firm confirmation from the artist, we will not touch it. It belongs to them.
Yeah.
I'm dying to see it.
I'm dying to see it too.
I want to see it too.
It's good. I've seen it.
Are we, is that break finished?
Yeah.
Yes, I think that is the break finished. Thank you for your questions.
Thank you.
And let's get back to the action. So, I'm really sorry we left you. I literally cut you off in the middle of a sentence, which is a bad
I
ST
was
thing.
just
But
trying to remember what I was saying.
but
yes.
even I bow to the power of the bladder. So, we're back. What else can one do? So, Kochi were together having a discussion about various things they wanted to work on together.
Yeah.
And Velvet, I think, was about to talk about a problem
Yes.
to do with his wonderful sire.
Yes.
Over to you.
I had an altercation in the court with my sire, which is not over yet, and which is
What kind of altercation?
well, I mean, it was a frank exchange of views, I guess, maybe.
A difference of opinion.
Yeah.
I want to insult this.
I don't need to.
I mean, he.
I want confirmation.
I was. It's fair to say I was upset with him, and we had a conversation about that, but it's not a resolved conversation, and I don't know exactly when he's gonna turn up to want to resolve it.
So you're expecting him to show up here?
Well, I told him I thought we should have a conversation.
This is the best place to have it.
I don't want to have it.
You can have any area of the grounds for your conversation, but also he is, even though he's a knight, he's still
a
kindred.
dick, right? So he's not a,
Velvet,
What?
we've gone through this. Hospitality works both ways. While in your domain, doesn't matter if he's your sire, this is also my domain, Silas's domain, in Joanne's domain. You have a better fighting chance here. Also, it would help you to listen to his argument, and even if you disagree.
Yeah, the thing is, he doesn't have an argument because I was sort of jumping the gun when I started the argument with him.
Oh, so you are expecting him to come so you can apologize?
No, I'm not. Why would I apologize to him?
You just said you jumped the gun.
Well, I mean, yeah, but that's not that big of a deal. I mean, it was.
You know this. Take it from me. Sometime, if you respect somebody,
Which I do not respect him.
just listen to my words.
All right.
You don't have to do as I say nor as I do, but it would be interesting if you can interpret it the best way you can. When you respect somebody, you heed their advice. You listen to their words. And if they respect you, they will give you advice. But they will leave the choice to you. When you do not have the respect of somebody, talking to them is difficult. When the person that is talking to you is someone you don't respect, you don't even consider them. Some people are owed obedience. And only true leaders earned the trust and respect of those who must obey them. If you have a spineless puppet, you should not disrespect them. But also, costs you nothing to pay them lip service.
That's a point at which I have to disagree. Theodore, you have to understand things between Wallace and I are complicated.
I'm not telling you how to deal with him. I'm just telling you that it's been very clear for many years that you don't have any respect for the man. And
why would I? He murdered me. Why on earth would I have respect for him?
I have not seen him even try. Silas was murdered by Finn. And they get along quite well.
Maybe. But you see, if he hadn't murdered me, I would have had a very different life, and I would have been embraced by someone else who had permission to embrace me. That because he's a knight, he gets to overwrite that. So you'll forgive me if that is a taxing subject on my mind.
No need to ask for forgiveness. Not from me. We're friends. And I do understand where you're coming from with this. He used his station as leverage, which is not the right thing to do, not the honorable thing to do. And you know what I think about honor. But still, he's your sire. And,
if station is important,
yes,
then we use that to fight back.
Exactly.
It's more complicated than that.
I'll leave it to your judgment. Is there any way that we can help you?
Yeah. I should have probably told you this a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
But it comes to being important now because it feeds into the disagreement between Wallace and I.
Mm-hmm.
So, a few years back, I got married.
Oh, congratulations.
Right.
Silas just...
And you know him, actually. Because he's in the northern Maine coterie. And he would have been my sire. Because, I knew him before I died. If this hadn't happened. Because, Wallace, he wasn't keen on the idea of a lot of things. And so that's why he killed me. So anyway, he forbade the two of us from seeing each other. Or rather, he threatened all sorts of things if we didn't, so it's not a thing.
When did this happen? Him forbidding you to see him?
Why don't you embrace me?
You do realize that after you...
I didn't know that he was alive. I didn't know even if he would remember me, because I didn't know when Wallace embraced me that Adam was a vampire. So I only found out when I came to court the first time, and I saw him there.
Yeah, but you're no longer a neonate.
That is not going to stop him.
That should.
I asked you a bit back about people being followed.
Mm-hmm.
Adam was followed by somebody. And I don't know who it was, and I don't know how to find out. And that's the other thing I need to ask you. All of you for help with. And I don't... I'm too minds to even mention this because
You fear for him.
of course I love him. And I don't...
I'll help you.
Thank you.
As will I.
If Wallace finds out, I don't know what he'll do.
No disrespect to Sir Wallace, but he's a kindred of Oxfordshire. He's sworn an oath, and there is a structure and a set of rules. As a neonate, you are your own man.
He
can no longer forbid you anything like that. You're not threatening your position nor the Northern Beam.
He won't see it that way.
If he touches you, we'll hold him to task. Or Adam.
Doesn't matter if he sees it or not. That way, rules are rules.
That's what he does. He gets around rules. And besides, you know Adam.
I know Adam.
And Adam is not in our family, right? So nobody cares about him.
No. Adam is one of us.
He's not one of us as far as Wallace is concerned.
He's not one of Engel's get, as the rest of us. But regardless, Adam is a recognized kindred of Oxfordshire. And as long as we keep an eye on him.
Nobody can know this.
What Theo's trying to say is he's important to you, so he's important to us.
Yes.
Thank you.
What I'm trying to say is that I'll support protecting what you love, regardless of the cost.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
We've got your back.
Now that being said, Naoto is in town.
No, that fucker has to die. You know that, right?
That's not the same.
And he's looking for Miyuki. And I swear to God, if he goes anywhere near her, well, no, I won't kill him, you will, but I'll clap a lot.
That's what I wanted to get is, Naoto is going to be something that we have to deal subtly. But it might not be that way. Hopefully everything will be alright and they'll be on their way. Now, there is another thing that we have to take care of. And it's very important that we all sort it out as soon as possible. Because this can undo the four of us.
What?
Your stalker, Silas.
Right.
Yes.
So I've had an idea of how to deal with this person.
I am listening.
I'm gonna shoot you.
It's a good idea.
You're gonna what now?
So, that person wanted to meet you. Again, I think it was in your flat, according to the note you showed us.
Yes.
I've been thinking about it, and just definitely meet with them. Follow whatever it leads. They will probably make you go around a few places.
A wild goose chase. Yeah.
Doesn't matter. At the end of the day, they will want to know that you are not being followed or that you are alone.
Yep.
So what I'm going to try and do is see if we can pull off something similar to what we did back in Reading. Try and give you one of those little stones so we can find you, regardless of where you are.
That? Ooh. Okay.
When that happens, I will show up. I will shoot you. It's gonna be loud.
It's gonna fucking hurt. That's what it is.
Yes, it'll hurt. But if we are in a second or third story, make sure you make your theatrics and jump down the window, crash glass, scream on the way down, do a Marlon Brando. I don't know. I don't care.
It renders all their assets valueless.
Sadly, that stalker is not gonna have a good time.
Plus, it helps resolve your other problem, right?
but this kills two birds with one stone. If Velvet and Joanne can help us with their medical contacts and the forensics report and all of that, we can try and push the paperwork forward as fast as possible, make the news known. A crazy fan killed Silas Shaw.
Yeah.
And sadly, crazy is the way they're gonna take him or her. Guess I'm gonna make sure to ask a few questions in a not so subtle way. So I would recommend that between now and then, go out with your mates, co-workers. Have chats. Even those naughty chats amongst co-workers about how fascinated a fan was of the show and how kinky she got with the teeth. Make it known that you had a life, and outside work you had a very normal life. Spend time with your parents. You have, I believe it's 2 weeks.
Yeah, less than,
10 days. That's what you get. You're getting more than most. And I look at them too.
Yeah.
You get to say your goodbyes. And then we move on. What do you think of that plan?
I think Joanne's better place than me to deal with the medical stuff. Jessica thinks I'm dead. In sort of the family.
Oh, no.
I mean, I can leverage it, but it's much more difficult.
No, but
I may
your
know some
help. Your help. If necessary, enlist the aid of your sire as well. But
yeah.
you know of the business. You can name names.
Sure, yeah.
Help with the logistics. Drive the ambulance that shows to the place.
I still have contacts and things.
It's gonna have to be a group effort.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So we have a question here, which is, I think you're a priority and Sir Holder's a priority, but what do the rest of you think? I'll just avoid Wallace. That's fine.
I think I need to take care of a lot of things, and it's better if I do them from here. So I can be here for you in case Sir Wallace shows up. I can.
What, you can't just tell him I'm not here?
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, you're the main. You choose who comes in and who doesn't. If he wants to sit down and have a chat with me, he'll have it. But there's no way I can tell him. I will tell him that you're around if you don't want to be around in your own house.
Well, I live somewhere else with Adam, but in point of fact, it might be useful to bring Adam here. Because whoever was following him, I don't know if they know. I don't know if or what they know.
How close is Sally's domain to the border between North and South Oxfordshire?
Not very close at all. She lives at the southern edge of Oxfordshire.
Cool. So let's plead the tasks for tonight and the nights to follow. Silas, start sorting out your stuff.
Yeah.
Everything and anything you need. Don't worry about fake blood, and I won't worry about fake bullets.
Yeah.
But make sure that everybody sees you in the best light, in the best possible light. Joanne, get in touch with Sally, and ask her to come. It might be a good idea, perhaps, if you, could go by Sir Holders.
Sure.
Let her know what is it that we're gonna do. If she's happy with us having Sally aid with the investigation,
Right.
or should we look for somebody else,
Right.
given that she is implicated.
Yep.
And then you can go on and look for Adam, bring him here.
All right.
Again, this is also your haven, so it's your call.
And I'll go. I need to speak to Sir Holder anyway because, this is a sort of on me. So,
Cool.
I'll do that tonight.
Anything I might be missing?
Separate point, but you and I, we need to make sure that all the tattoo parlors in Oxfordshire are unavailable to children under the age of like 30 or something. It's a separate thing, but it's on my radar. That's all I'm saying.
Can we have this conversation once I talk to my...
Yeah.
Speaking of which,
Is she gonna come here?
could you pick her up?
Sure.
Because I don't believe people will be following any of you
Well, yeah.
that might want to target me. If someone wants to target me, he's gonna try and follow me. And they know I am very reserved and I don't deal with that shit.
Do you want Miyuki to stay here? Should you bring him back?
No, actually, I want you to bring her here so we can have a conversation, the three of us, and then you take her to our castle.
Sure. I'll get on that.
Also, we need to deal with our patient downstairs. So let's see if Sally can help with that.
Oh, Theo,
Yes.
I'm sorry about last night. You caught me off guard is all.
I'm the one who should be apologizing. I was going to wait until this was over.
No, actually, you did me a favor.
How come?
I don't want to go into it now, but I'll fill you in at some point.
Well, sorry I lost my composure for a moment there.
Silas,
Yeah.
in an absolute emergency, I may know someone that can make it all go away. Absolute emergency only. So you will have to let me know if it comes to that.
My deaths will have to be faked at some point, and the my makeup artist is not asking questions, but it's not going to be long before she asks questions.
Go say the things you gotta say.
Yeah.
Okay, so in the time between now and this date that Silas is supposed to be meeting this person at his flat, there are a number of things that obviously characters will want to do. Some of those we'll make scenes of, some we won't. So if I can just get a quick checklist of, because some things I'll just say you do, and some things not so much. So we'll go down the table this way. In fact, let's go the opposite way. Silas, start with you, work down. So what is Silas doing between now, and the 23rd of April? We're currently on the 14th.
So Silas will figure out a way to surprise his parents with a little visit.
Okay.
Just for a night.
Yep.
Then it's been most of the time because I'm among the normal crowd. Get rid of that. So
this is the Silas spreading rumours about the.
Yeah.
Okay.
Spreading rumours.
Yep.
All that.
Sure. Anything else?
Other than making sure the bike is A-okay, then
Sure, no problems. That's you can definitely do that. Velvet, what about you?
Get Miyuki and bring her back to the
Yep.
Avon. Get Adam and bring him back. Explain that I've told these people.
Hang on a minute. I'm just making a list. I'm going to come through what actually happens in a minute. So you want to get Miyuki and bring her back. Is this for a scene or just for as in, do you want to play out a scene with Miyuki? Yes.
Yeah.
Fab. Okay.
Then get Adam and let him know.
So Miyuki first, then Adam.
Yeah, let him know that I've told these people about us.
Okay.
And this is for his safety or our safety.
Sure.
And then after I've dropped him at the haven, I mean, I'm not just going to drop him and then leave. But
Yep.
after that, then I'll go to see Sir Holder. And then if there is time between then and the 23rd,
Yep.
I might try and seek out Wallace.
You might try and seek out Wallace.
Because I feel like I can resolve this situation better without leaving it.
On your terms, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Joanne.
So I threw you a note about a thing, but
Yes.
that's something you can decide when.
Yeah, but it's the thing you want to do. Yeah.
And I want to see you go and talk to the Thin Bloods at some point.
Yeah.
That's all I want to do there.
Okay.
Scenes for Theo would be the one with Miyuki and Velvet. He will definitely try to get a scene with Alistair.
Well, yeah, you want to get Joanne to...
But it doesn't have to be between now and Silas Gate.
Okay, but it's just a thing on the radar.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, because Meliore said...
Talk to him. Yeah.
Talk to him to understand the Tremere situation. And also I would like to see if... Oh, Ota. I want to have a chat with Ota. I'm going to take him for a night out.
Okay.
In one of these nights.
And is this in part to try and get a... Are you going to try and chat him up for a bloodstone? Is that your plan? Okay.
At some point,
If it doesn't... If it's not a bloodstone... Oh, sorry. You were saying?
At some point, I will call Sally and say, Theodore, Velvet, Silas, I want to meet you. I'll say that at some point. I don't need
Sure.
to see for that.
Yeah.
I've just realised also I need to take Naoto out for a night on the town.
Yes,
At
you
some
will.
point in this
So
period.
something like the night he's distracting Naoto, I go and visit Takahisa and sit down with him. And then when he wants to retire, I take
Okay.
Ota out.
Okay. Okay. So let me schedule a few things. So let's take these things in rough-ish order. Some things I'm just going to kind of tick off because they're relatively quick and easy to do. So spreading rumours about you having a fan is trivial and you can succeed without rolling. If you want to do a really superlative job that will make other things effectively add bonus dice to things later, you can roll for it. If you just want it to be a thing that will be a factor, you can just do it with your pools.
What would be the role?
Well, I would imagine it's going to be something like manipulation and probably persuasion in this case.
Yeah, it's not subterfuge because it is true.
Yeah, it's not a lie.
Stalker.
In fact, you could make it, in fact, charisma, because it is actually straight truth. You can charisma and persuade.
Yeah,
And my question would be, are you going to use your disciplines, or are you just going to...
yeah, use this one.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you can just do it, but if you want to roll for it, you might have a more... You basically might give assists to future rolls when this is all being strung together. It's up to you.
Charisma with the persuasion.
Yep.
With
And you can add your
You have fame or...
fame. You can add your fame dot thing, because, of course, it's believable that someone who is known in the industry might have this
and my
thing.
looks as well.
No. This is not you trying to chat people up. This is you trying to...
Are you doing a blood search?
You can rouse for it, of course, if you want to.
Yes, I'm right for it.
Okay, so if you make a roll for me.
See, I'd offer my help, but I'm a known corpse, so...
Yeah.
You left the die on the table.
They've got each other's backs.
Of course.
I will willpower.
Excellent.
Because that was not what I wanted. 4. So
Cool,
that's half a pool anyway.
Yep.
Oh, that's good.
So, in terms of over this period of time, by the way, assuming that you're not trying to have more than one level of hunger, you can sustain your hunger. It's, assuming that you will just take time to feed every so often. If you're trying to lower your hunger,
Yep.
I'd probably give you to do a very quick hunting roll at some point in this period. If you want to, of course, you can use your herd. Yep, that's fine. Yep, you can do that.
Yeah, I go to hunger one the first.
Now,
second.
one more thing I want to be clear on. I know that you have this plan to murder Silas, assumedly in a relatively public manner, or in front of the person that he's meeting. Is that the...
That's definitely. I needed some sort of trauma so I can destroy their willpower, bring them to a derangement, get a lot of information, and then dominate the living bejesus out of them until the police comes back.
Okay.
But I'm going to
Fine.
be using Oblivion for all that shit.
So you want them to basically believe that ultimately that they have shot Silas, which we can come to when it comes to it, but you want them to be present when Silas is shot. And you then have this idea about the paperwork and the stuff. So
That's their end.
all right, so what is people at their end, what are you doing, or what's your preparation to do? I mean, I'm kind of curious as to what your characters are going to do to fake the paperwork for Silas's death.
It's much more her than me.
Okay, so
It's
I like this being passed around the table. So Joanne, what is your approach when it gets to it for faking Silas's death paperwork?
It will come around to if either of those two can get me
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, if you tell me what you
fake.
need,
Yeah.
then I'll try and leverage whatever contacts and so forth that I have to get you the right stuff.
So
and
if-
then, because obviously you'll know like what medical shit to write on the forms, you know.
Okay.
So if they can get me the right forms, I will fill them out and
I mean-
fake a death certificate.
Okay, so you do have a sort of specialty that we can kind of fudge to with this, and a bit of a kind of a squinter eyes.
I've got businessy stuff, financy stuff.
So your issue is getting hold of fake forms.
Yeah, I mean, so obviously it depends really from your perspective what contact I'm still able to have with my business. Because obviously I
Even
don't
if-
work there anymore.
Even if it's through third parties?
Well, that would be my assessment. However, it's worth me pointing out. I feel in all due care that I forgot to buy anything to do this with my experience points. I wrote it down on the list and I forgot to pay for it.
You can always roll dice. Now you have been earning XP over some of these sessions, so we
Yeah,
can
so-
perhaps retroactively maybe.
I wrote down mask and I forgot about it.
Yeah.
And then I didn't buy it.
So
I have a mask, but it wouldn't be.
So it would just be
Relevant?
allowing me
Fine.
to interact as
Fine.
another person, you know.
So you have a plan. That's all I really need to know, because we can worry about the rolls later. Fine. All right. So visiting the parents will come to in a little bit. Silas, I think probably getting Miyuki is one of the things on your end. However, before we get to that, Joanne, you will contact Sally, and Sally will be on her way because she's very keen to get on with business.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I assume that you are out seeing parents at this point. You are probably off to get Miyuki.
Yeah.
Theodore, are you waiting in the HQ? Yeah, okay. So, Joanne, you, I imagine, will be there to meet Sally. So she'll turn up. She says, are you ready?
Theo's going to be handling this one. I'm the homebody, so to speak. I know you've not come to our haven before, but come in.
She looks around. It's impressive. I see why you want to stay here all the time.
Just going to call for Theo. Just
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I just go downstairs. Miss Hurd, welcome. Would you like to go straight to business? Would you?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Let's make them pay.
Right now, we have the person that allegedly is setting you up. He is in torpor right now, so we would need to rouse him.
Why?
Well, I shot both of his kneecaps, and then I put a stake on his.
Why are we not just putting him to final death?
Because I imagined you wanted to question him as to the motive of why do you want to.
Let's see him.
I need also to provide a motive to Sir Holder.
Why?
Well, if
If he's breaching the Masquerade, then he dies.
Absolutely.
We're not mortals anymore.
Yes, but wouldn't you want to know if you have more enemies that you are unaware of? Maybe
Yes.
It's the first of many.
Let's interrogate them then.
Yes. I knew you would agree with me on this one. And I just go to the shed.
Okay, so you go to the shed.
I'm not going with him because I know I will. There's a chance I will lose my ship.
Okay.
Again, so I'm not going to go.
So essentially, you go to the shed. There is a body there. Denton's body there. She says, the moment she sees him, she says, I know what this is about.
Care to elaborate?
This is a unrecognized kindred that should not have been allowed to set foot outside of their cell.
Unrecognized kindred.
They're not part of any domain. They have no rights. They have not approached the prince for the right to enter the city.
So this is from outside the city.
This is a kindred that has no protector. This is a kindred that should not have been loose in Oxford.
Absolutely agree with you on that, Miss Herrick. Do you happen to know which clan is this kindred?
Yes. Clan Malkavian.
Understood. Do you know his sire or his procedence?
She shakes her head. No,
So how do you know so much about him?
because this isn't the first breach he's carried out. I covered up a breach that took place here in Oxford. A breach which led to Joanne's death.
Oh. Has that breach been recorded? As in...
It was covered up
yeah, but
and solved. Yes,
You were part of the Southern Beam at the time.
yes, yes.
So
I dealt with
Sir
it.
will be aware of this.
Probably. She's aware that the problem was dealt with.
Understood. Now, we just need to talk to the person, to the witness. That witness remembers, won't you? And that's not what happened.
I can fix that. If you can take me to them.
You can help fix memories?
Yes. That's what I did for the Veeam.
Could you aid us in further clearing this mess?
Yes, of course.
The victim, Joanne, saved him. But he's being kept here in our facilities.
What do you want him to think happened?
I'll leave that to Joanne.
I'm not there.
No, I mean, you are in the house. I'm in the shed.
Yeah.
I'll leave that to Joanne. She has a kind heart. She will give him a pleasant or more pleasant memory, if at all possible. Let's go talk to them while I go get my sword and sort this out. And then I just escort her
Okay.
back into the house.
She'll say as you're going. Joanne might want to do it.
It's my intention to ask her first.
She smiles at you.
Yeah,
Good.
Has never been. I have not laid a finger on that man after I blew his legs.
Did they finger on it in that sense?
So she will go to the surgery. To cut a long story, well, she'll basically ask what you want this person to think happened.
He was mugged, possibly stabbed, got taken to a private hospital, dealt with by a very lovely doctor and her assistant, Sally. And is being released as soon as possible with all the paperwork I can provide to see that happen.
Okay. She'll say that no problem, and we'll deal with that. So, let's see. You're getting Miyuki.
Yeah, I'm going to stop for the strawberries
Sure.
and then go pick her up.
Yeah, Miyuki will happily come. I mean, the strawberries are just an added bonus. Is there anything you're saying to Miyuki in the drive that's since...
Not unless
Cool.
he's asked me to.
I don't think he has, so...
It's
Let's
going to be probably a conversation about
let's spin forward.
normal conversation.
Let's spin forward to Velvet, Miyuki, and Theodore then.
Okay.
So you can have this meet.
Yep. I don't know where this is happening. Wherever you decide.
Hmm?
Where is this happening in the house?
in the dojo.
Oh, okay. Not the war room.
No, not the war room.
Okay.
Have I been in here before?
In the dojo?
Yeah.
Probably sitting down while I practice, or Silas and I
I
practice.
guarantee you I do not watch you practice.
As in, we have a conversation and I go like, I'm gonna go practice. Well, then you practice.
Okay.
You
Yes,
you
yes.
spar and I talk
Okay.
or whatever.
She probably watches me as we practice.
Yeah.
Because I got the looks.
Yeah.
I don't watch either of you. I've got better things to do and I'm married. Fuck you all.
Okay, now we've established that very important bit of backstory. You're in the dojo. There are 3 of you there. Over to you.
And this is where I break it down to Miyuki.
Okay.
Mago Dono. He's in Oxfordshire. He's here on a visit. I have no idea why he's here. That's why I didn't go back home last night. That's why I didn't cook you breakfast this morning.
Have you seen him, Kensan?
Yes, I was instructed to go pick him up and deliver him to court. Old man Kinto is not with them. But now toys.
She fury frenzies.
She just nods.
She's Japanese. She has more composure than the four of us. I have asked Velvet to drop you at the castle until they go back to Japan. You'll not leave it. You'll stay there. No one knows it exists except for the two of us and Velvet. If you need groceries, you get them delivered.
You just send me a text and I'll sort out what he's bringing to you.
I'll ask you. You know what I like.
I do.
So I will be less available. It's because Naoto has been asking for you. Not directly to me, but to Velvet. And you know me. If he asks me directly,
So you be careful, Kensan. She goes into Japanese. I do know you. Stay away from him. I know you are a better man than him, but you must not kill him.
As long as he doesn't give me an excuse, I will not be looking for one.
You must remember me, Ken-san, and not kill him. Or it will kill us both.
You're right. I stand up,
Okay.
walk towards the rack where I have the swords, and I grab the wakizashi and the tanto, put her on her lap, put them on her lap.
Yeah, she'll take them.
I'll keep the katana. Just for a short while.
Her eyes narrow, but she doesn't challenge you.
Now, you had a question to ask? About something weird in tattoo? Did someone with a tattoo mess with you?
No, not exactly. You won't like this. So I went, for a lot of reasons, I went to visit my son. And, I mean, he didn't know I was there, so, it was all fine. But,
So you were spying from afar?
no, I went into the room. What? How else am I supposed to see him? I don't have, like, X-ray vision. Wait, which clan has X-ray vision? Wait, no, that's not the point.
You are in the clan of kings.
Yeah.
How about convincing someone to sell your widow a security system, and then you can piggyback on it? Cameras in your house, and then you can check it.
No, I still need my key. If she gets a new security system, I won't be able to get in.
What part of you are going to be piggybacking and getting a copy of it?
I still need to be... No, I need to be in the house for a different reason, unrelated to the tattoo. So...
What is this with a tattoo? What was going on?
Well, because Jessica has lost her mind or something, when I went into the house, Freddie was that's what he was doing. He was browsing and looking for tattoos, and he's only 16, and he can't do that. And she has not stopped him from doing that, and so we need to stop him.
Miyuki says, I will make some tea.
I look at Miyuki like, hang on a second. So you don't want your son to get a tattoo?
Yeah, exactly right. What?
You're asking me for help. I look at Miyuki again and I start laughing again.
Miyuki laughs along with him.
No, I'm.
Look, there's nothing wrong. I'm apologies. I'm not making fun of you, Velvet. There is. Tattoos are the same thing that have been in many communities and cultures for a very long time, and they have very different.
Yeah, and they can
reasons.
keep them. He's not having them. He comes from the culture of Louisiana, which is not a culture of tattooing yourself.
That is debatable. I would say
no, it's
that.
not debatable. It's a
no.
fact.
When I say that they come from different cultures, that's their origin. But now in this world and globalization, I keep hearing that word a lot, and it is true.
He is a child.
I just gestured at Miyuki to stand up,
Yeah, she'll do so.
and then I stand up in front of you with Miyuki giving you her back,
Okay.
and I slowly start undoing the buttons of her shirt.
Wait, what
and
are
I
you
wink at
doing?
her. They're like,
Do
don't
I
worry
need to
about
leave it?
this. No, look, there is a tradition in Japan. It's a long
We're not
standing
that good
tradition.
friends.
It started as being very ceremonial. And then at some point during the Meiji Restoration, it was banned because the Japanese Empire wanted to cater to their new Western allies. And as I am saying this, I just gestured to Miyuki, so she starts undoing my shirt.
Yep. Which she'll do.
I feel really awkward.
It seems horrendous.
That is
What the hell is about to happen?
So the irezumi is a tradition of tattooing yourself. The thing is that it has been stigmatized severely because by law, tattooing was forbidden. Only because the Westerners didn't like it. And that's why tattoos, proper tattoos, done by a horishi, specialist carver, were mostly sported by criminals. People call them yakuza tattoos. They don't even know what they're talking about. And that's when I finished and I just slide slowly part of the robes to Miyuki until half of her back.
Okay, yeah.
And you will see she has Japanese tattoos. And you will see a carp
Okay.
on her back.
Do
And
I
as-
know from you if this has meaning? Because we talked about this subject
Yes.
before. Okay, right.
Yes. So it's the carp is abundance and
Okay.
and good luck and also several aspects. So it's the carp and the plum blossom. and as I do that, I put it back on and just tie it. She takes off my shirt. I have a full body suit, basically.
Okay.
Sleeves open in the center,
All right.
complete.
You were the one.
It has
that was the
a face of an oni on one head, on one side. It has a kabuto helmet, and when I turn around, what? It's a massive white tiger in my back. This is an irezumi. I spent months and years talking to the horishi, and each of these things has a meaning. An oni. So I can chase away my fears.
How old were you when you got the first one?
My first tattoo?
Right.
And I show you a tiny piece of shit that I got when I was 18 after World War One. When
18?
yeah.
But still older than Freddie.
Well, at 18 according to my papers. I was 16. I just impersonated my brother, Clarence, when I joined the then nascent Air Force, and I started learning how to pilot the very early helicopters. I was 16 in 1918 when.
Right, different times, different rules, right?
You're not taking this lightly, and I start putting on my shirt
I'm
on.
not taking it lightly. I'm just saying. That
Look, your son is 16.
yeah, he's a kid.
I have my little, tattoo for the Van Air Force, which is basically like a badly drawn balloon. When I was 16, but I told people I was 18. But I think I've been going about this wrong. I think I don't need to impress on you the importance or lack thereof of tattoos for individuals or people. I think what I need to impress upon you is Freddy's his own man right now. Him getting a tattoo is far from the worst thing that could happen. The best thing that can happen for him is for him to have just a good life. Good and long life. Outside of trouble. Tattoos will not get him into drugs. Tattoos will not get him into jail. Tattoos will not end up killing him. I know you care, because you're a good father. You also have to understand the reasons why he wants to do them from afar. I know it's hard. But what are you gonna do in a few years' time when he starts dating a girl that you don't like?
He's not gonna do that.
He's gonna start dating girls that you don't like.
No, he's not.
Because
I have control over that.
No girl will be good enough for him. Ever.
No, but that's
Not in your
fine,
eyes.
because I can deal with them, right?
Yes, but how will he deal with that?
He's not gonna know.
Yeah, and how would you feel if you were to know that Adam, at some point, without him knowing, had been manipulated into, or people around him have been manipulated to not interact in a genuine way with him?
God, you're good at this.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to throw a low blow, but you love Freddy very much. And you're doing an amazing job of living at the same city. And trying to keep it together. I mean, I had it easy.
You did not have it easy.
Well, I mean, in that regard. My ex-wife, I never got to saw him after we separated and I flew back to Japan. And that was the last of it. I went to the war. End of story. No more friends, no more family. I didn't get to say all of my goodbyes, but at some point I couldn't even done it if I tried. Now, Freddy's around, and you'll get to see him grow. Let him grow. Be there to protect him. But trust me, needles, ink, and his skin is not the type of protection that he should get. He should be protected against the corrupt.
I don't like the idea that I don't get a say.
Do you have any idea what is it that your son would like to do with his life?
I mean, yeah, obviously I stalk his Facebook profile.
So, does he have any interest? I think it's called the GCSEs or things like that here in this. Does he have any interest in further education? Does he want to dedicate himself to
What
a
does Freddie
craft?
talk about on Facebook, right? Because, I created a fake profile on his Facebook.
Let me tell you, it is not what he wants to do with his career. I mean, you have a sense of the music he likes, and you have a sense of various funny memes and
Memes.
things.
9gag, probably all the rage. Of the time.
You'll have a sense of like which games he's currently playing and things like that, but you won't necessarily have a sense of his career aspirations.
No, I feel like a hollow, useless father. I go. I mean, he doesn't talk about it. I mean, at least in the realms
way,
of access
yeah.
that I have access to.
Well, if
But it's not.
you're resourceful, and I know I've just put the curiosity in you, and you cannot stand not knowing something about your son.
Theodore, my dad is gonna make sure he works for the business.
Well, who knows? Your dad is about 8,000 miles away.
You think that now I'm dead, that he's gonna stay that way? That's not gonna be the case. Charles Riley gets.
No, probably he'll try to be closer. But there's Jessica there. And yes, she might not be in a position to stop your father from interfering. But she's
I wouldn't
still...
underestimate her.
But yes, she would still be a first mother. She is also a good mother.
Yeah, she is.
So, what you need to find out is what is it that your son wants to do. And if he wants to become a DJ, I will go and spank him in your behalf. Because I heard that's
a great idea. You know, you should befriend Jessica, and then you can be like the surrogate dad, because she knows she needs someone else in her life.
I'm already in a
I
relationship.
don't
If you
need
haven't
to.
noticed.
It's not a real relationship.
Also, I doubt Jessica is into 60+ men.
I mean, we can change that.
I doubt that too, says Nicky.
Thanks, love.
Yeah.
No more.
All right. Okay.
Look,
I take your point.
if it will help ease your mind,
I'll go visit him again and see what he's up to.
or perhaps someone you trust can approach your family in a very subtle way. Business, neighbors, something formal, but at least more direct than the interaction you can have. A neighbor can say, "Hey, how are you, young man? How's school?" That's a normal question from a neighbor you know.
I mean, if he saw your tattoos, I'm sure he'd speak to you.
Probably. Because they're amazing.
I mean, they look good for sure.
Yeah, but again, this is not about the tattoos. It's about why he wants to have them.
I don't know why he wants to have them.
Yeah. Well, I had several long and hard conversations with Horishi about this, and they only happened because he agreed.
Well, maybe Freddie needs to talk to you and some better advice.
Perhaps. But right now, trying to control his life would be doing to him what Wallace is trying to do to you.
I thought you said you were done with the low blows.
You're far better than Wallace.
I know that. God, I know that. All right. Well, thank you.
I just approach him and give him a hug and make him feel uncomfortable because
Shirtless Theo. Okay.
It just looks so awkward.
So
This is what I do with a holiday.
on that horrific note, we will move on to the next scene.
The other does that on purpose.
Meanwhile, I believe you've dropped off a katana to Joanne, is that right? Or are you just leaving Joanne with it?
In the meantime, I was basically so I'm executing he's getting executed. This is away from Sally, of course.
Yeah.
I want to run it by Sir Holden.
That's probably wise, yes.
But if the answer is yes, and you're the one who wants to do it, I will not oppose. Sometimes it's better not, especially knowing you.
I won't.
And it will not be a thing for me. I'm not invested. But if you feel this is what you must do, I will support you.
I want to do it, but if again, I'll hand that over to Sir Holder if that's what it takes to save Sally.
Let's see what's the verdict.
Thank you.
Okay.
And then I move on to have a very awkward conversation.
Yeah. All right. So if you're waiting for permission from the holder, which assuming you're going to go and see her for at a later date or a later point, I will leave that for now. By the way, if players, you can feel something under your feet, it's probably the mic stand, so do beware of kicking it. I'm really only looking at one of you.
Yeah.
So let's move on then in that case. So I'm going to come to your parents' visit shortly. In fact, I'll do that now, in fact. So you're going to surprise visit your parents back in Bristol, right?
Yep.
So what sort of time are you going to appear? Sundown, by the way, is at about 8 o'clock, normally.
How long will it generally take for drive from Oxford to there?
I'm going to guess about 2 hours. No, 2.5, 3 hours.
So,
Give or take.
yeah,
So it's unless you're going to stop off somewhere like on a previous night or do something clever.
yeah. I think I've stopped off closer there on a previous
Sure.
night, so I'm gonna be there.
So let's say you turn up around 8:30.
Yep.
Okay, well, you get to their place. It is pretty much as you would remember it. Maybe it needs a lick of paint. But apart from that,
Is it a bit all for those jobs?
what are you going to do? Just a minute. After a while, door will open and your mum is there. Of course, it will strike Silas that, I mean, he has seen her in the intermittent 10 years, but she looks older. And she's still very much herself. She still seems very upbeat, but it's very obvious to Silas, particularly because a lot of the people he associates with now have not aged and don't change. And she will say, oh, sorry, I just want to check in. Have you been visiting your friend for...
Yes.
Okay, fine. So let me just make her quick. She says, Silas! Oh! And she'll come and give you a big hug.
Of course, I encumber her.
You do, she's very small.
She disappears. It's like, I didn't know your mom had obfuscate.
She's like, come in. I'll get the kettle on and I'll dig out your father.
What's he under this time?
Oh, don't ask. I'll make him clean himself first. Covered in oil. You'd think he'd be slowing down, but it's like it's like the opposite.
Father like son. Oh my god.
Yeah, no, he's always had a passion for that. And
Well, come in. You have to tell me everything that's been going on.
yep.
How's the new show going?
Yeah, new show is going very well. We got a lot of hype coming up for that. So it's going to.
Oh, it's going to be brilliant. We do watch them.
I
Watch every episode, and we've got them on tape.
Oh, that's wonderful. Thank you. It does mean a lot that you watch.
She'll show you they have like a set of shelves with all the VHSs of your kind of various.
Yes, and at this point they've been upgraded to DVDs.
Only if you have upgraded them to DVDs. Otherwise, they'll be recording them on VHS. They've still got their VHS player.
Yeah.
Your dad keeps it working. He's,
Yeah.
why replace it when it's working?
Yeah.
Probably you can no longer buy like a blank VHS cassette that doesn't cost you like.
Oh, sure, but
Yeah, it's something where I've seen it and it has.
so if Silas has invested, then yes, they will. You will have the point where it switches over.
Yeah.
Somewhere around season 3 of Bernard, it flips over to DVDs. And she says, and we've got a new shelf waiting
Oh yes.
all ready, and you'll see they have a shelf and it is labelled Battle Shark,
Say what-
Galactaman, ready for your.
So I think with the bookends, like you've got some sharks.
Get out here! She shouts. And after a while, you'll hear a what?
Hi, Dad!
You hear the sound of something being put down, like a clatter of a tool or something, and heavier booted footsteps, and then he'll appear through the kitchen.
Yep. Silas looks up.
And not quite as much as he used to. He's stooping a little bit now, but yes, he's still taller than you. And he'll say, nice.
Dad, how you doing?
Good.
New project? Look at your all stains.
He says, yeah. You want to look?
Sure.
No, he's having a cup of tea. Just take a moment, love. And he'll take you off to the garage. Bit of time will pass. At some point, some tea will be brought to the garage.
Yeah.
Which will probably go cold, I imagine,
Yep.
in your case. I'm assuming you're blush of lifing, by the way.
Yes, I would have. So, yeah, I would have gone hungry. Yeah.
What hunger are you on?
No, I'm hungry too.
Oh, that's fine. You don't need to feed on your parents on hunger too. All right.
Oh my god.
But
We're going dark.
But there is that thing. It's very much, you don't think of it very much, but that bit of you that is just slightly hungry is aware that these people who are often quite close to you and talking with you and your dad is there at the garage, like you are aware of like the vein on his neck, just in a way you never used to be. You're not. It's not like you have to do anything about it. It's just that a bit of you always knows where the vulnerable spot is. Your dad, however, is oblivious to the fact that, you've considered his jugular, and is pointing out various bits and bobs that he has been up to. There is a moment when you're looking and, he's chatting away, where Silas realises there's a way that he's basically refitting an engine, where Silas realises that there's probably a way to do it slightly better.
I will make a suggestion. And point out.
He says, well, bloody hell. Bloody hell, why didn't I see that? Good spot, Silas. Good spot.
Thank you.
Pat you on the shoulder. Right.
You taught me well there.
Right, we're going to have to get this whole thing out and start again. Come on. And he'll get you in your overalls. And
Let's get it going.
Taking the engine out again.
Yes.
there's a point at which,
Hat will go on a specific hat hook.
yes,
Probably still there.
the hook is an unused hook for your hat. It's been left there. And your mum will come at some point and she'll be like, it's nearly 11 o'clock.
Oh, come on, how often do my dad not get to do this anymore, Mum? Please.
Engine
He
mom.
says, come on, love. And she says,
Can't be here for long, so...
all right, but as long as I get a bit of time with you.
Of course.
She goes off muttering. So how long are you spending with your dad?
I'll spend enough time, hopefully, to get this engine pretty much sorted.
Cool.
Yeah, but make sure enough time to spend with one.
Okay, make a quick willpower roll.
Willpower roll. Just straight willpower?
Yeah, straight willpower.
That's not my card. One.
It's hard to tear yourself away from this because this is where your dad and you communicate.
Yeah.
This is where this is what you think of when you think of your dad. You don't tend to talk about very much very often, but what you do is you build things together and you work on things together, and this is kind of a magical moment, and this is a thing that you have. And you know that you also want to have that with your mum, but it's very hard knowing this could be the last time that you're going to do this with your dad to pull yourself away. And you do, but by the time you do, it is getting quite late. So you find your mum, she is in now a dressing gown and slippers,
Yeah.
and she's like, she's already had a shower and things like that, and she's got herself kind of ready for bed. But she's waiting up. She says, "Oh, there you are."
Sorry, it took long. That was a little more jiggery than we thought, but then we got
Well, yeah, I know what you two are like.
Yeah.
Once you get together,
Yeah, it's good.
so I wonder ever see him. Now, where is he? In fact,
He's just.
well, he can do what he's doing. I'll have you all to myself for a bit.
Of course.
Cup of tea?
I just drank a little, so I'm fine.
Oh,
Thank you for the offer. It's very kind.
no. So how are you?
Yeah, I'm keeping well. Of course, keeping busy. And I got as a prize a little bit of time free. So, dash down.
Now, I know you don't like me prying, but is there anyone, on the horizon?
There's no one. I haven't really found anyone special.
What about that Jenny? She was nice.
Yeah, she's We gave it a go, but we decided we're best suited as friends.
Well, that's what marriage is, Silas. Often, you don't. It's not just about attraction. It's about people you can make a life with, people you can talk to, people you can trust. She's a lovely girl. I've always thought so.
She is. Yes.
Why don't you give her a call? I bet she'd love to hear from you.
I will do it. I did see her the other night, but yeah, you might be right with that.
Maybe she's waiting for a call, Silas. I mean, she'd be lucky, wouldn't she?
Oh no, I think I will be the lucky one with that one.
Well,
She's far too good for me.
I'm just saying, don't wait forever. You're not getting any younger.
And I'm not. No one
Or
is.
older.
None of us are getting any younger.
Well, that's true. That's true. And
Although Dad's never. I've never seen someone go on for so long, and it's a mark of his strength. It really is.
oh, I know. He's like an engine himself. Still, we're not talking about him, Silas. We're talking about you.
Of course.
That's what we're doing. Because I haven't seen you in so long. I know they keep you busy.
Yes, it's.
All these funny hours and things. That's probably why you're up. You probably think this is normal time.
Yes, it is. It is very much normal.
Well, I would normally be in bed by now.
Oh, I know. And thank you for staying up.
No, I didn't. It's so nice of you to come and visit. It's so lovely to see you.
I got a free moment to say, what do I do? Mum, Dad, let's just have a listen again. And I didn't expect that. But that's the simple.
All right. So apart from work, what else is going on with you?
I may have picked up the guitar and started learning that.
Oh, well, that's good.
I mean, yeah, it was nice to see the old the old piano there.
That reminds me. There's Oh, you wait there. I'll be right back.
Uh-oh.
She goes off.
Oh boy.
She comes back with a photo album. She says, "You've always liked music, Silas. Look." And she'll open up the photo album, and there'll be you as a little child with your xylophone that someone got you. Exactly. Looking very happy, bashing the thing. She says, "And the drums, although there aren't many photos of those. Let me see if I can..." No, she's not following.
No. Yeah. I think Dad didn't like that, if I remember right.
Well, I know you did.
I don't think he did.
Well, the guitar, that's very good. Very good. And as a performer, it's good to,
Yes.
branch out and things.
Branch out multiple skills.
Well, seeing as we've got them out, she'll open the photo album and start to flick through it with you and
Yep.
talk about it. You're taken through a sort of memory lane trip at quite a slow pace. Your mum, despite the fact of the talk of how good your dad is, well, eventually your dad will go to bed, just kind of avoids the whole bit.
Oh, I know it's a whole. I know. Yeah, go on. Have your rest.
And probably about 12:30 or so, she will admit, or maybe close to 1, she'll start to flag and will kind of say, she says, "Oh, are you staying over?
No, I will need to get back.
Because we can make up the bed if you want."
No, I will need to get back home.
Oh, well, what a lovely surprise.
You're welcome. It's lovely to see you.
And it's never a bad day if you want to drop in.
No, of course, it's a rare opportunity that I get, but also I've enjoyed this. I will look up for the next opportunity.
She'll come and give you a hug and a kiss goodnight, and you set off on your way.
Although, as it leaves, knowing that that's gonna be our last time, yeah, the makeup doesn't hide the rest of life. His plan is drying off.
Okay, yeah.
Drying off.
Yeah, you have a last look at the house, cement it in your memory, and get onto the road. So we are short on time, but there are a few little scenes and moments I would like to cover before we finish. So, Velvet,
Yes.
you are going to get
Adam.
Adam.
Well, I mean, I'll text him and find out where he is.
Okay, you text Adam, he doesn't reply.
What? I mean, this is not acceptable.
I know, like
So I phone him.
he
then.
has one job, doesn't he?
Yeah.
You phone him, it goes to answer phone.
I drive to the house.
The secret love nest.
Yeah.
Drives to the secret love nest.
Is he there?
No.
I drive to everywhere else that I know that he is. that
Okay.
he possibly goes in life.
So you start driving around.
I mean, I'm still phoning him and texting him.
Sure. So you start texting and phoning him, and you start driving around various haunts to see if you can
Yeah.
find him. I'll come back to you.
In a panic.
Joanne, I believe you wished to make a phone call.
So I'm going to wait until a circumstance where I'm alone in the
Yep.
HQ, as it usually
That's
happens.
easy because everybody else is out. You have a few people kind of watching, like security, but they are not in the areas where you are.
So I head up to my room,
Yep.
shut the door,
Yep.
call Amanda.
Okay. So you call Amanda. She will pick up. She says, "Oh, hello, darling.
I don't have the best news this time, I'm afraid.
Oh,
Everything has changed a little. I say a little. You know the situation with our clan in this city?
of course.
I've been given a chance to redeem this clan, so I'm going to need to take a step back for a year, I'm afraid. I know you lot have been relying on the information I've been feeding you for these last 10 years, which I do have a little bit more, but
Well, as I have you here, and this might be the last chance in a while, what have you got to share? Perhaps I can give you something in return."
so I heard the rumour that the prince may not have healed all of his wounds from the confrontation with Sir Delamore.
That is interesting. I wonder. I don't suppose anyone would know whereabouts he's wounded.
I can try and find out.
That would be really useful indeed. Perhaps I can. What is this about you having to take a step back?
So I need a mistake-free year, according to the rat bastard. So that means his eyes are going to be on me, which means I can't call you as much, I suppose.
And why has this come about? Do you know?
I think he's just playing some sort of sadistic game.
Well, perhaps I can give you a piece of good news.
It would be appreciated, yes.
Well, whatever game's being played with our clan, it's going to have to be played very well. My understanding is that, well, there have been complaints about the treatment of our clan in Oxford running through the Camarilla. Not least, of course, from Reading itself. And that they've been heard. And that there are eyes on Oxfordshire now. I'm not saying they won't try and humiliate you, darling. I'm just saying they're going to have to do it well.
Yes.
Because if they can't just lie about it. If they do, well, there'll be consequences.
Yes.
So play the game better than them and you'll be fine.
Thank you. That was definitely welcome.
And I have a bad feeling I'm going to have to come to Oxfordshire soon, so I'll be grateful for any support you can give me.
You'll be safe with me, I promise.
Well, good luck, darling. I'll see you soon.
Yes. If I learn anything more, I'll take the risk, let you know.
I appreciate it.
When that duel comes round, I don't want him to win.
Well, that makes all of us.
Yes.
Good night.
Good night.
The messenger will come and visit you, Theodore. And you are requested to visit Imago Takahisa.
Okay.
Which I assume you go.
Yeah, of course.
Um,
This is on any of the intervening nights before Silas.
This is before Silas's, yeah. And I'm going to come do the meeting in a moment, but I just need to briefly come back to Velvet.
Very stressed Velvet.
No, in fact, no. I'll come back to Velvet at the end. We'll end there. So, you go to meet Amargo. He is staying in a quite a nice house, effectively, that's been given over to him, and clearly his people have converted it as best as possible into something that Amargo would recognise. So it feels weirdly almost like going back into the old days insofar as the setup and everything that has been produced. But he is sat, as he always is, waiting for you. And when you arrive and you sit there, all of his servants are dismissed, so it is just the two of you. You've seen no sign of Naoto at any point in your visit. It is time for me to call in that which is owed. When I leave Oxfordshire, that is when I wish you to carry out this boon. You know that in war, the best weapon must be used to defeat your enemy. And sometimes, even an enemy can become a weapon in the right hands. But when that usefulness has ended, that weapon must be discarded. So I charge you with the death of Meliore Tedesco.
Asking a lot of me. Amago and Daidono. You're asking me to betray my blood and my clan. Something that under your orders I would never do. I never did betray you.
I am asking for a life, for a life. A life was given to you, and now I wish a life to be taken. You know that your blood is corrupted. Your bloodline corrupted. By doing this, you will prove to me that you are not corrupted.
Wakatta. Understood.
And he closes his eyes and dismisses you.
And I leave.
Okay. So, Velvet, you are chasing around town trying to find Adam, getting more and more distraught, probably driving
Ridiculously.
more and more ridiculously around.
Makes Seth driving look good.
Your phone will ring.
I pick it up.
Hello, Velvet. I think it's time we had our little talk.
Where are you?
Where are you? I'll send a car.
I'm in a car.
Then I'll send you the address. Don't keep me waiting.
I put the phone down. And I wait to get the address, and I go there.
You get the address and you drive there.
Yep.
And that is where we'll pause for the mid-season break. So, extra toot for Mitch for all of the fab emotes that we got in. Big thank you to Callum. It's Callum Appreciation Week again. And, of course, also Kirsty Appreciation Week. I don't know if... Did you want to say anything about next week at all? With the mid-season break?
I wanted to say something about this week.
Tell me something about this week.
I have to roll a remorse check.
Oh, yes, the stains. Oh, thank you. I don't know why I always forget about rolling stains at the end of an episode. So, remorse check for Theodore.
which is successful. My God, my tie scared the living.
And Velvet,
Successful.
so you successfully feel remorse.
It was a 1. What do you?
Let me just roll.
I just felt shit this whole time.
That's what Vampire's all about. I'm just going to roll for Sir Holder. Interesting, he says. And did anyone else, apart from Sir Holder, any other SPCs get stains this
Not that I
session?
remember.
I believe.
Naoto had.
No, he didn't.
Wallace?
No, he didn't. So yes, thank you to the fabulous players for being fabulous.
Thank you to our storyteller.
Yep.
Thank you. And also, thank you all for watching. Oh, and thank you for our gifts,
Yes.
Zero 64. Much appreciated.
Oh, yeah.
Very cool.
See you next week for the mid-season one-shot.
Yep. And then the week after for episode 6. Goodbye.
Bye.
Thank you for watching this episode of Blood on the Tamesis. If you'd like to keep up with all the latest news, follow us on Twitter and Facebook. And
That is a way to get fucked by a major bone. It's like, do you want... Hello, this is your major bone.
thank you for watching this episode of Blood on the Tamesis. If you'd like to keep up with all the latest news, follow us on Twitter and Facebook. And remember, if you want to join us live, be sure to tune in every Monday at 7 p.m. UK time on Twitch. Or you can catch up on YouTube and our podcast. And a special thank you to our supporters on Patreon and all of you beautiful disaster ghouls. We will see you next time.